Welcome once again to our the King of Tides, our D&D campaign taking place in Hero Club's Emporia universe. At some point during me talking, I'm about to burp very loudly and disgustingly. There will be no warning beforehand. It'll just happen in the middle of my speech, and I will not apologize for it.
Wait.
It's trapped, and it'll happen. Let's just introduce everybody really quick. Say hello, everybody, to Gabe Greenspan.
Hi.
Hannah Fagerbacke.
Hello.
Dylan McCullum.
Ha!
And Jackie Emerson.
Why, hello there.
This is our cast of PCs for the evening. We'll get to everybody's character in just a second, but just in case anybody is tuning in for the first time or catching up here, there's just a good couple of baselines to lay out for the reality that we're going to be all playing in. First of all,
there's one.
There's one.
That wasn't all of it, though.
Take a shot per
It was
burp.
definitely not all of it.
There's more coming.
First big thing is that everybody, all of our PCs, all of our NPCs, all the characters in this universe are anthropomorphic animals. So for example, Dylan is playing an anteater. Hannah is playing a goose. Gabe is playing.
Dylan is playing an anteater.
Dylan is playing an anteater. Gabe is playing a chameleon. Dylan is playing an anteater.
There it is.
And Jackie is playing a fox.
Nope.
I'm a coyote, you bastard.
A coyote.
Racist.
Yes.
Wow.
I just realized do we have a fox as your icon in Roll20?
Oh man.
I'm like 95% sure we do.
No, that's a coyote. That's a coyote.
coyote?
For
I
sure.
think it's a coyote.
You keep
Okay,
thinking about
cool,
the
cool,
fox that you put in a box. You keep
there's
thinking
a fox
about
in a box.
Yeah. Well,
Fox
maybe
in a
that's why.
box?
Maybe my brain is just blending because we have a fox in a box, folks.
That'll do it.
But before, let's lay out a couple more reality baselines. Time period, we're looking at around 1750s, like just pre-industrial era kind of time. The setting is the continent of Emporia, which is a monarchy. A little bit in the past, we had an what's the parallel? Inquisition-style event where all magic users were sort of purged from the land. It's not spoken of very much, but for that reason, magic is very rare and also highly illegal. And under the monarchy, only one god is permitted to be worshipped, which is the god of Sol, S-O-L, which is a representation of the sun. And they were the ones who sort of perpetrated the Inquisition-style event at the crown's behest. So in terms of what our small microscope, what all of our people are doing on our journey, a comet has impacted in the mountains and they've been tasked to find it, but there are several other details kind of swirling around. We have a couple other tasks to complete. Anybody want to run through what those are?
Well, we're delivering a fox in a box to a harbor somewhere.
Not if Joey can help it.
Up in the north. So we were given a chest that we were told to deliver up to the Emerald Coast, basically on the other side of the continent. We were told also not to check the box, which of course Joey, played by Jackie, was quick to disobey that particular commandment. And they found a young fox who was lying under the influence of some sort of poison that is sort of like a feign death poison, and continues to be under its influence. And we've had a little bit of a moral conundrum regarding that, whether the delivery is going to be completed or whether we're going to wake the fox up, etc.
You've taken different sides, one could say.
We just had a horrible encounter with basically a serial killer in the mountains who rendered one of our PCs permanently blind. But we spent last session sort of finding a temporary fix around that, which maybe we'll see come up in this one. And now, just recently, after encountering a blockade on the road, barricading the way forward over a bridge, over like a very skinny ravine, we encountered a face that we've not seen in 10 sessions, which who was?
Flavio!
The greatest highwayman Emporia has ever known.
Oh, what a gem.
What a gem.
Yeah, so any questions before we begin? First of all, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Oh, Kimmy's, Allie Bloom, I see you guys there. Question about the music. Yeah, so the music is actually from our Hero Club season of Here There Be Monsters, which takes place in this same universe. We did some pre-recorded shanties and stuff to sing so that whenever our bardic player which was Hannah's character,
It's
who was on the
me.
season. Anytime she sang like a song for inspiration or in character had a moment narratively, we were able to just slot in a fun sea shanty or a devastatingly sad oceanside morning song.
Check out episode 4.
Episode 4. But yeah, that's all like Hannah and us all singing at a mic, backing Hannah up.
We had a good time.
It was a good time. Yeah. Okay.
And we will again now.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm
We all
having a
wrote them
good time.
ourselves.
Oh. It's like, hit it, Gabe.
So let's get into where we are. Let's get a little bit of sound effects going. Everybody is in several different places. Basically, the way the setup is we've got the cart. You guys were trying to veer away from the blockade on the bridge and head the person who was fleeing, feigning an injury, trying to flag you guys over, asking for help. He revealed himself to be Flavio, who commanded everyone to stop, all of his ambushers to stop. Everybody has slowly put their bows and swords down, kind of unsure of what to do. Flavio has pulled the beetle that he hopped on that was faking death as well to a halt to sort of hop off and gesture at all of you with arms open wide. He seems very enthusiastic, excited to see all of you. Everybody else seems kind of confused. Nesbit very awkwardly shuffles over the body of a dead hairless cat that is lying underneath him.
Oh god.
Which is one of the henchmen who was ambushing, obviously. And right now it's just Cano, who was driving the cart, and Zygo, who are being approached by Flavio, who puts his rapier into its scabbard and dusts off his hands as he heavily lands into the red dust. And he is just about to enthusiastically address you when he kind of notices Zygo's affliction. With the bandana wrapped around his eyes, he pauses for a moment to look at it, looks up at Cano. What kind of look are you giving him, Cano?
Kind of shock, because I know this man.
You know him.
Yeah.
He sort of waves at you, confused, and then points at Zygo while looking at you and gives you a questioning look.
It happened yesterday.
Ah, well. So sorry that it is so very recent. I had intended this to be, obviously, I hadn't prepared. He sort of looks at you, doesn't know what to say. Everyone, come on out.
Zygo.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Because he can't see.
That's right.
Cano will turn around to Zygo and say, Zygo, it's Flavio? Flavio?
Flavio is fine, yes.
Flavio.
Flavio, you've pronounced it correctly. It's not particularly difficult.
Who you let free from the stockades?
Well, I did not think that I would ever see him again. I guess so far I have not.
Ha! Oh, is it okay to laugh? Or is that...
It is a weird...
It seemed to stab at humor.
It is... Everything is difficult right now. One moment, and Zygo will release the entangle spell that he had holding most of Flavio's men.
You hear like a of like 4 creatures as they all are released from vines, letting them down, and like groaning as they are massaging their muscles. Oh, I was wondering why they didn't come when I called.
Cano, perhaps you should tell our friends to stand down before there are any problems.
Not a bad idea. Nisbet? And Cano will kind of pause before saying, Emilia? Come out now. We're fine. It's Flavio, remember? He's the greatest highwayman Brickton's ever seen.
Emporia's ever seen now. I've ventured outside of Brickton for the first time.
A little promotion? That's nice. Good for you.
I've bestowed it upon myself, but yes.
Hey, when you're the boss, you can do that.
That is, I am the boss. That is true. Speaking of being the boss, come, scallywags, line up. And all of them kind of haggard, like one or two of them rush like enthusiastically, but the rest kind of limp forward.
Joey
there
bends
is-
down over the one that's asleep and just like hastily slaps his face and then stands up and like nonchalantly walks up.
It's a little gecko. Hey, hands off! And he rubs his eyes. I was just sleeping. Hey! And he holds his knife, and Flavio calls out to him, No, Perry! Perry, knives away! These are friends, not foe! He looks up confused back at Flavio and brushes you off and stands up and goes to make stand at attention in the line. They're all wearing sort of like dark leather, bug leather outfits. No particular like emblems or anything on their chest. Totally unmarked. They seem like a big bunch of misfits. Among them is a gecko, which is Perry, who you just woke up. A penguin, a porcupine, a moose, a skunk, an iguana, and then of course the hairless cat that is lying 100% dead under Nesbitt's feet.
Also, the thing that clued Flavio into the fact that like maybe this is us is that Zygo activated Starry form at the end of last episode. Like, so
Right.
at this moment, Zygo's like has this glowing crown around his body and is pitch black otherwise.
So they're all walking out, and as they're coming around the rocks, they're immediately like, staring at Zygo, knowing that, there's some awe to be spared here.
Does this seem like a trustworthy group? Should I keep this up or should I get rid of it?
I have absolutely no idea, but well, they know that you can do it, so
They have seen it at this point. I guess
you might
there
as
was
well.
no harm in keeping it for the time being.
There is no fear for any subtlety in terms of magical effects. We are all well accustomed and open-minded to it. In fact, I have several things to show you. But we'll get there.
Oh, fun. Oh,
That
by the
is
way, I'm sorry.
So good to hear.
I'm sorry I hit you earlier. I thought you were a threat, and I panicked. That's what I do.
No, please. You are wise. I am a threat. Anyway, let's count. And he turns to his men. Nesbit, yeah, go ahead.
One of your people is dead because of you and because of me.
He looks around.
Nesbit is cradling the dead body of the hairless cat at this point. As he kind of
all
walks forward.
The people who are all bound up all draw their weapons. One in particular, the penguin, who has an eye patch, turns around and seems to whistle angrily at Flavio.
Sick.
No.
Dead.
Now, I hear you, Sinbad, but calm down. Now, everyone, can anybody tell me what Connor's job was in the ambush? They all kind of look around at each other. The penguin shoulders slump, and he goes, Yes, watch your back. And did he? They all are completely silent. Well, what a job Connor has done. If it had not been for the fact that these are friends of mine, surely all of you would have perished. They all sort of look at each other. You may place Connor on the ground.
Nesbit looks at him very not happy with this man, but then just slowly places Connor on the ground and just whispers as he lays him down, just, I'm sorry a fool led you to your death.
Flavio, not hearing that, or choosing not to hear it, leans down, picks Connor up, walks over to the cliff's edge, and sort of puts him down at the edge, takes 2 crowns out of his pockets and puts them on Connor's eyes. Yes, now, who would like to say a few words? Perry? I didn't know him very well. Jane? The moose kind of shrugs. Really? You two seemed sort of close. All right, I'll do it. Connor was a hairless cat. It made for the cleaning around his bed space to be rather quick, which I appreciated, as it is my job once per week to clean around where we all sleep. Connor was of great use during That time we held up that pinkish carriage that came through, and we took those fancy gloves from that man. Yes, Connor was essential in that particular escapade. Very good. Bye, Connor. We will all miss you, and tally-ho. And he just sort of pushes him over the cliff edge. Pum, 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 pum. Ploosh. Moment of silence,
Nesbit,
moment of silence.
when he turns around, Nesbit had his hand raised, but now is lowering it down.
Oh, no, please. He's still floating. He can hear you. Just speak loudly.
Connor, you are the only one in an advantageous position to hurt any of us, so I went for you first. Very good job. I'm sorry that I killed you.
He can't hear you. He's floating down the... it's fine. It's an old tradition that you're supposed to speak it to the dead, but perhaps the wind carried it, and... Why are you looking at me like that?
Right, so where's you guys' camp?
Yeah, Zygo also, on hearing "why are you looking at me like that," automatically like reaches towards where he thinks Nesbit is and just sort of like puts his hands like this a little bit.
Flavio, completely nonplussed and just kind of shrugging it off, says, "So, my dear, sorry, I don't think I got your name, my Scalic friend."
My name is Zygo Coiltail, and these are my associates, Nesbit, Joey, Lorraine, and Kano.
Hi, I'm
Oh.
Keno.
My name is
Nesbit?
Amelia. My
Zygo,
name is
wonderful.
Amelia. He just has a terrible memory. It left with his
Joey,
eyes.
Lorraine, Amelia, it is wonderful to meet you. He first gives you like a little handshake in a, sort of like a friendly, jovial kind of way, because he sees that you're a kid and wants to be like impressive.
Joey, like as impressively as possible, spits into her hand and then reaches it out to shake.
Flavio, sort of unaccustomed to this. Ah, yes. Ahem. And then shakes your hand as well. Zygo, of course, Nesbit, and Kano. Very good, yes. Well, where are you all off to? Quite unusual for strangers to be traveling this path, which is why it is so easy to rob folks traveling amongst it. You are lucky that I was caught off my feet, or else perhaps things would have gone differently before I had recognized you, yes?
Right, that's very true. No, this was a good ambush setup you had there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Except
so
we
do
came
you
around
guys-
from the back, so you should be a little more careful next time because...
Do you guys live around here? And Piano will eye Joey.
Yes, a bit of a ways, a short journey, perhaps an hour by foot. If you would like to accompany us, we can certainly take you back, get you fed, get you slept in. It looks like you could all use a change of clothes or rags. And he goes to almost touch Zygo's rag, but then thinks better of it and does not.
Oh yeah,
We
we
are-
got caught up in the rains yesterday.
We are actually overdue for an appointment, you could say.
Appointment.
Did you see the comet that passed over our head just a few nights ago?
Oh, did I see it? It shook the mountains, it did, as it impacted. Just over there. And he points, like, to the right of the most obvious peak, and you see that there is basically, like, a hole in the side of one of the mountains that is sort of far, far in the distance. It looks like it's almost just got, like, a crater in it. Because it does have a crater in it.
That's almost like a meteor hit it.
It almost looks like a comet hit it.
Zygo will lean to Kano. Is he pointing to somewhere close?
How far of a journey would that be? Joey?
It looks. Sorry, I'm just finding my glasses. It looks like it might be approximately another day or two.
It's about maybe a
Day and a half.
day, couple of days, day and a half.
Perhaps then it is best for us to rest on the way, but make in that direction.
I like that plan.
Oh, please, I must insist. Come, you'll rest your bones. We'll feed you. Perhaps I can outfit you with some replacement of whatever you need. But goodness, you should change. Really, you're all dyed red from the clay.
That's
No, I
probably
am
not.
very hungry.
We have
Flavio seems like
without
intent
some
on
good
hanging
food.
out. He really wants you guys to come up.
I think, are you by chance along the way?
A small way out of the way. It wouldn't be out of the way particularly. It's sort of just off to the side here, and he points up to a mountain peak that is much shorter, only like maybe 300 or 400 feet up. And there is like kind of a pathway that leads up, very like rough, beaten into the stone, and there's a path that sort of disappears around the other side of the mountain, and he's gesturing up to that. Just a 30-minute walk from here, really.
Kano will look at the rest of the party and say, well, if it's all right with my compatriots, I think that sounds like a very welcome change of pace.
Besides, if you're walking towards the impact, you'll likely encounter quite the resistance.
Why is that?
Oh, well, there's a bit of a hullabaloo surrounding the perimeter of where that rock fell out of the sky and slammed into that clay mountain over there. A small army, you could say, swept into the vicinity, and, well, they're calling it Fort Fleet. It seems to be one of the Fleet Fiefdoms caravans setting up a mining contract. They tend to do that for the crown.
And how many are they?
Fleet being the same as I'm not saying this out loud. Fleet like Baron Fleet, who is the person that we have the letter, who we found the letter in the drawers for the Pendletons, maybe? Who's to say? Okay.
How many people are there?
Oh, if I had to guess, I would say several thousand.
Oh. Wow.
Yes, they set up essentially a small makeshift city in a matter of days.
So we are already too late.
No, too late is... Yes, you're too late.
Is there any, like, back route through the mountains that you know of?
Well, we've certainly searched around. As you can tell, having your pathway lead to somewhere that is impassable certainly cuts down on the traffic. So we've had a bit of a dry spell, perhaps why we were so excited when we saw you coming down the trail. Of course, now we're excited for different reasons, but you catch my drift. Anyway, we've looked for different paths to essentially stake out, have come up completely short. The walls are made of palisade, so simply erecting them probably only took as many of them as it is a day or two, and defenses were put in place the next. It's very well manned, this wall.
Does it seem to be soldiers of the of Emporia, of the Empire? The Queen's Guard?
The Fleet Fiefdom doesn't necessarily... Do you know anything about the Emerald Coast and the history of it?
I don't know anything.
Do I? I think I do.
Would you like to roll a history check?
I sure would.
Joey does not.
24.
Oh, yeah, you do. It's starting to, like, hit you now that you know, like, of the Fleet Fiefdom. First of all, yes, Baron Fleet. The Fleet Fiefdom. 100% related. Second of all, long ago, when the monarchy was forging Emporia into the unified banner that it is, mostly through force, the Emerald Coast was a sort of kingdom in its own, where mostly feline descending folks basically created a city atop an immensely rich emerald mine. When the monarchy came to power, they allowed the fiefdoms that were spread throughout the lands on the Emerald Coast, they allowed them to keep their structure, but forced all of the heads of families to swear fealty to the queen. The Emerald Coast, in return, only asked for privacy to a degree, so they are allowed to forbid people from entering or from leaving, with express permission only being able to be refuted by monarchy soldiers of a certain rank. So they're very isolated.
Okay, so they are sworn to the crown, but not like.
Yeah, and they often undertake mining contracts for the crown. They do mining work at like less of a cost than maybe they could like extort from the crown. So they work for the crown, but they are not monarchy.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Flavio, so maybe you recount that, but Flavio has like come up short, and you fill in the blanks there if you'd like.
Yeah,
Zygo
that's
kind of
totally.
gives it to the rest of the crew. Sure.
Is it possible that the Baron that we have the letter from could be there?
I doubt it. The Baron would be very unlikely to leave their home estate untended. That is, after all, where all the money flows through.
Not to mention packages.
No, I as far as I hear, I have heard some whispers. A member of the Fleet Fiefdom, rather high up, seems to be in charge of this particular operation. They call him the Jeweler.
Well, perhaps it would still be beneficial for us to go look around.
Perhaps
Nice
I can
little
certainly
As
lead
well.
you to. There's an outcropping where we have sort of surveyed their entire, the perimeter, rather easy to see, the palisades amidst all of the clay, and it seems difficult. I would not bet that any of their sentries would be able to spot us from such a vantage point. But as I said before we were to take such a long journey of a day and a half, may I suggest we shack up for the night, fellows?
I think that sounds very nice.
Please, please, please.
Very good.
Zygo hasn't heard anything, hasn't heard Nesbit speak in a while, and because he can't read any facial language or anything, he goes, Nesbit, what are you thinking?
Yes, Nesbit, what are you thinking? And he gives Zygo a thumbs up and realizes it's for no reason.
Nesbit just kind of filters through a bunch of different thoughts and is awkwardly silent for a little bit before just saying, safety? But
Very well said.
But I go where you go.
Sorry, were you done?
I understand. Nesbit, I understand.
There's that look again. Makes me uneasy. Looks at Kano for a little bit of comfort, like,
Ah, no, don't worry. You're fine. I'm very excited. I could use a shower. I bet you guys have a nice little,
no shower, but there is a rather clean creek that flows
I
down from the
love me a
mountain we
good
use for
creek.
bathing, yes.
yeah. Can I roll an insight check on Flavio?
You can.
21.
Ooh.
He seems excited to have company besides the company you see lined up in the leather.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Kenna will clap her feathered hands together.
Good. Let's
Say,
go.
All right.
Okay, he leads you guys. First of all, he calls to all of his men, come, fix that wagon, and then we'll all, bugger off. They all come over to the wagon. They reaffix the wheel that was knocked off of it. The beetle comes around the front and gets hooked up to it, and all of these folks pile into the back. One of them, Jane the moose, secretly, everybody roll a perception check.
5.
17?
8.
23.
Joey and Zygo, you hear this, and Joey, you see the moose release a little flower into the water after Connor the hairless cat. And Zygo, you hear, farewell, my one-time lover. And it floats down into the river and sails away. And then Jane gets up into the cart and takes her seat. And Flavio says, very well, onward. And the beetle begins traveling up the mountain pass. You guys fall in behind it, make your way up this winding path.
I can't wait for Jane's season.
Jane's whole story. Yeah.
The spinoff.
And eventually,
I
sorry, I
assume
just gotta...
more than 10 minutes have passed at this point?
Yes, more than 10 minutes have
Okay,
passed.
so my
at this
starry
point.
form drops.
Okay, the starry form eventually fades. There is a hideaway at the top of this mountain. It only takes you about 15 minutes to get to the top of it, despite his talking about 30 minutes. mostly because when there is one part of the path that needs to get moved, there is like a giant rock in the way of the path, and he gets all of you to come help him as well. And without Zygo, you guys push the rock. It goes a little faster. And he says, usually that takes several minutes, but thank you all. And then
Joey's also just like scrabbling at it, but like 2 inches behind the rock.
Perfect. Then you guys put the rock back in place, and you guys continue up the path to a little hideaway that's tucked into a rather tall and large cave high up on the mountain. The entrance is a drawbridge, which slowly comes down over a 15-foot wide chasm. And you guys see as the drawbridge drops, an open, cavernous, warehouse-like cave. Basically just like a hollowed out top of the mountain. In one corner, there is a big old pile of loot, like up to your knees. Looks like just crowns and crowns and crowns piled on top of each other. You see other little artifacts that maybe could be interesting to take a look at a little closer if you wanted, strewn throughout. In one corner, there are beds laid out, like little bedrolls in a row. Almost right when you get there, several of them roll up one of the bedrolls and put it back in the shelf for Connor. And also, as you're walking in, as you're like moving into the mountain, the interior, you see that there are 2 bramble-disguised massive crossbows that are mounted up, and 2 soldiers give you guys a wave as you come around the bramble and see them from their disguised position.
George, I'll say while they were moving the rock, Zygo ritual casts Be Sense on Olivier on his shoulder, so that coming into this place, he does have vision.
Yes, you see all of this coming through in like the ultraviolet shading of the light that the ant is seeing.
Yeah.
Also in the center, you see like a table full of dice and games that are sort of just laid out. A couple of crowns on the table, unattended. A couple of barrels off to the side as well, one of which is tapped, which answers your questions answered immediately as Flavio takes a little wooden cup and pulls the tap, and red flowing wine fills his cup. He takes a
Joey
big sip.
Goes to stop and says, "Stay away from that stuff. It's very dangerous."
I shall. And he winks at Kano and takes a bigger sip. And he makes a little show of like throwing it over his shoulder, but none of it actually leaves the glass.
Joey
come, help yourself.
nods.
I'm very proud of the operation I've started here. You see, after you freed me, my dear friend, from those blasted stockades in Brickton Square, I escaped escaped in a saga that could only be described as pure epic poetry. I was pursued by it, and then he just like, shh. He goes, everyone gather around. The rest of the bug leather soldiers excitedly gather around Flavio as he begins his retelling once again. I fled eastward, pursued by a full battalion for a day and night, and lost them with ease. I wanted to restart my roadway shenanigans as I had reclaimed my freedom, but of course was unable as I had no crew. So I searched and found myself fall into cahoots with this band of marauders. Perry, the gecko, gives you kind of like an irritated wave. Sinbad there. Horace, come. We have guests. You must pay attention to the guests. What? No, okay. Porcupine comes over to you guys, using kind of like a cane to like help him with a leg that appears to be a little bit haggard. Horace, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Jane gives you a shy wave. And then, of course, Reba. Reba removes her helmet. She is a skunk, puts it under her. She has got, like, knives just lined up on her chest all the way up, and her big skunk tail is up behind her, is bound into braids.
This is the coolest person Joey's ever seen.
Then a cooler person also takes off a helmet, and this is Shega. And then an iguana woman pulls off her helmet as well, and she's got like rings in every one of her long tendrils off her head. And then Connor, sorry, he pours a little wine out onto the ground. Yes, so this is my crew as it stands, and then those two don't have names. They just sort of sit there silently and freak us out. You guys notice the 2 raccoons that were in the crossbows just sort of stare at you guys when they give you the wave, and they like are signing to Shega, who is signing back at them as they all walk back into the cavern. But Flavio clearly understands none of what is being said. So please, make yourselves at home. And Shega speaks up for a moment. Flavio, with all due respect, we have a problem. What is it now, Shega? And Shega brings him over to the Sworner and says, one of the murder moths is back. Flavio rolls his eyes. Another one of the blasted moths.
Oh.
Sorry, make yourselves at home. Let me deal with this. Talk amongst yourselves. And Shega and Flavio go off into the corner and start talking rather intensely. Reba joins, Jane joins, Horace joins. Sinbad goes off and does his own thing.
Can Joey
Harry
try
seems to be
eavesdrop?
shining a stopwatch. Yeah, you want to eavesdrop?
Yeah.
Go ahead
Zygo's
and roll.
also gonna send Olivia.
Okay, roll a stealth check, Joey.
That was terrible. It's 14.
Let me see. Flavio, rolling a nat 20, says, not for children, sorry. And he kind of shoos you. And Olivier, however, hears the entire conversation where Shega says, this one's supposed to be 5 meters long. Like this way or like this way? What? Like this way or like this way? Its wingspan is 5 meters long. Oh, that's much smaller than I thought you were saying it was. When you said 5 meters long, I thought, what a behemoth, but 5 meters in width. That's still the biggest one we've seen by far. Well, can't we take care of it like we usually do? I don't think you understand how big that is. 5 meters across. That's very large. Well, I could always ask our friends if they want to help us. Perhaps we could offer them something in return. What could we possibly offer them?
Zygo turns to, while this is happening, because ears and eyes are over there, but I can still communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Just quietly says to Kano, we are about to be propositioned for something very stupid, and we should get something very good out of it. Pretend you do not know.
You got it. Feel free to keep repeating anything you hear. There's no one around us, right?
Flavio says, "Look, I just if we can't offer them anything, just take care of it, and just take Perry and take Sinbad and take Jane and take Reba and deal with it. And if it doesn't go well, then run, and leave the torch burning, and it'll, won't give chase as long as you've given yourself enough time."
It seems, this is
Shega,
a larger problem than they were anticipating.
they put their helmets back on, and Shega, sort of shaking her head, also puts hers back on, and they leave the cavern, leaving just you and Flavio. Flavio comes back over to you. I'm so sorry about that. Well, what was I saying? Have you seen my cool stuff? And he brings you to his pool of gold and all the stuff lying amongst it.
Wow, it's a lot of stuff.
Yes, it's a good deal. We had a good haul before, the fleet fiefdom decided to blow up my spot.
Hate that. What are your favorite things that you have here?
Oh, well, let's see. We have... Oh, these are fun. He pulls out a pair of very fancy white riding gloves with some grips on the handles. He says, these were from that fancy man I was talking about earlier. A large poofy dog riding on the carriage, if you can believe it. Yes, wearing these gloves. And he shows, look at this right here. And he shows you a diamond laid into the sleeve. It goes all the way basically up to the elbow. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, this! He pulls up a helmet that seems to be made out of basically the same pattern of like a monarch butterfly on it. He points at it and says, I think that's authentic monarch leather, believe it or not. He puts that to the side. And he says, oh, this thing? It's a green, very thick ring. Pretty sure it's magic. Don't know what it does. He throws it to the side.
While he's sifting through things, can Joey try to swipe that green ring?
Yeah, do you want, as it drops to the side, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Can I give her help advantage by going, excuse me, apologies, I will not be able to see anything. I would need you to put it into my hands if you would be so kind.
And then
What do you need in your hand?
The next thing he's describing. Anything
he has
that's
no
not
other
the
things.
green the helmet, if you would be so kind.
No, of course, yes. He puts the helmet in your thing. That's a help action. Go ahead and make that advantage, Joey.
oh, that's great. Thanks, Gerb. That's a botch, so it's okay. That would have been a 16.
At
otherwise.
advantage?
You
No,
botched twice.
the second was
Okay.
the second one was a botch, but the first one was a 6. But I get a plus 10, so that was 16.
Crazy.
16. Flavio does not notice. You grab the ring. It's in your pocket.
Oh, that was close.
As Flavio is shoving the helmet into Zygo's face. Does it help if I knock on it so you can hear it?
Remarkably, yes. Please, I will get an understanding of the craftsmanship.
Make a deception check.
Jesus. Oh, fuck. That was really good. 20, not nat.
Ah, yes. Well, let me slap on these gloves. And he holds the gloves up and just kind of pats them.
Can I like do a scan and see if there's anything? Just kind of do like a scan, and I don't know if that would be an investigation or something, or Arcana. I want to see if anything is looking like, and like, you know, like maybe magical, like.
Yeah. Investigation check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Woo!
Okay. So you recognize like what these are used for right away. The gloves and the hat are not magical, but they do have use. So I'll just tell you what they give you.
Oh, I wanted
the
to scan
writing-
like the pile.
Yeah, there's nothing else in the pile. It's pretty much just gold. A couple of gems here and there, but like they're kind of like low quality and they're attached to like jewelry.
Mhm.
But the white riding gloves will give you the grips will allow you to have a +2 to all checks made to command land vehicles.
Oh.
And the butterfly wing leather helm will give you a +2 to all animal handling checks.
These feel
None of those require
relevant.
attunement and are not. They don't require attunement and they're not technically magical. They just give you a bonus for their make.
Did I learn anything about the ring either, or no?
That will require a separate check.
Can I Arcana check that, or do I have to wait for Flavio to leave?
Flavio actually will give you the chance as he takes Cano to show her where the shower is. I have a stream if you would like to bathe all that red dust off of yourself.
Ah, yes, thank you.
And Flavio walks you off towards the stream. Anybody else? Anteater friend, you seem to be in desperate need of a shower. Whatever a shower is.
Playing with fire.
Nesbit, it's like, yes, I actually have some questions for you, Flavio, and starts walking alongside.
Good, good. Come.
I will be here for all of this.
Yeah.
Zygo will stay with Joey.
Okay, great.
Let me try first. And Joey's gonna do an Arcana check. Sorry, one sec. Oh my god, you guys, I've rolled so many 4s so far today. That's gonna be a 7 total.
7. You've no idea.
Do you mind if I have a look at it?
Yeah, here.
Looking through Olivier's eyes. That is a 16.
16. Okay, so this ring, as you sort of analyze it and take a look at it, you see a couple of runic symbols on it for protection, and then a couple of runic symbols for poison. You can glean, and I will just tell you what it does. It is a ring of poison resistance. It does require attunement, but you have resistance to all poison damage and advantage on saves against being poisoned.
All right.
Useless for Dylan, who has that ability already.
Yeah, that's just already a thing I do.
Oh, have I attuned to my other ring already?
You'll have an opportunity to. You haven't quite yet, but you will
Okay.
have an opportunity to, like, this soon.
Joey holds it out to Zygo and says, you're in greater need of protection right now than me if you want to take this.
Oh. I appreciate it. However, I will do my very best to stay out of combat or danger looking forward, and I have a feeling that you will not do the same. Perhaps it is best if you keep it just in case.
Really? Cool.
Really.
Joey like immediately pops it on her finger.
Okay. He gives like a little green pulse and then comes to rest. You begin to attune to this ring. Same thing has happened as we cut outside to Kano, who is also popping her ring of protection, kind of rolling it around on her finger as she begins to attune to that as well. Flavio leads you out to a very skinny and shallow stream, but it looks like it's got some clear water. And actually, there is a little bit of a waterfall that kind of creates a sort of miniature shower, so you're able to bend down and wash yourself if you like. Flavio shows you where it is. And of course, if you need any fresh vestments, oh, nope. Just became sounds. Fresh vestment. Utterly meaningless, the words are now. Fresh vestment. Enjoy your shower. And he walks back off towards the thing.
Flavio.
Yes. Oh, I forgot questions from the little anteater. You seem to have, has anyone told you that you have, he has ants all over him?
Yes, he knows. He knows.
Would you
Nisbet,
like me to?
What are your questions, Nisbet?
Flavio, how long have you been here? In
Several, approximately a week, I think, week and a half.
Yes. And you consider yourself a man who is observant of his surroundings, yes?
Yes.
All right. There is an avian by the name of Tash. This is, I believe, his territory. Has been trailing us for days. Have you seen him?
Well, I've not seen much of anything, really. There was a very large caravan that passed a few days ago. We sent Paul Parry over to see what exactly their cause was, as an innocent traveler, sort of play acting. Said it was a town that was evacuating because of a murderer that had gone off his rocker, or something of the sort.
Yes.
But that is all I've heard of anything malevolent happening in the area.
The one of who Nisbet is referring to, he's another bird. Like...
Well, we don't all know each other, dear, as you know.
No, I'm very well aware, but I think just keep an eye out in the skies as well, because that's where we've seen him, is flying around.
Well, if the twins had seen anything, they surely would have said something. Or not, but you know what I mean.
Where are these twins?
The raccoons up in the nests.
Nesbit goes straight to them.
But your shower.
He'll take one later, and it's good
he
for me.
He is in desperate need, though.
Oh yes, I know. You know, he feels more connected to the earth if he, it's a. I don't. Who might.
He'll feel more connected to a fungal infection if that's what he's going for.
Oh, I know. We've all been there. I remember my last fungal infection. I don't know about you.
Oh,
I have never had a fungal infection. My hygiene is perfect.
I would like to bathe, and I don't want you to be here for it.
Of course, yes, I shall give you privacy. Best of luck to you. And he heads down the path.
Where shall I find my fresh vestments?
Sorry, right over here. And he goes to like a little wooden cabin that's sort of laying out like a little wooden trunk. There's a little tent above it as well. He looks up into the sky, notices that there are some clouds that are starting to gather, and says, "Best hurry though, or else you'll be taking a shower all the way back as well."
Right. And I
yeah.
just have to say thank you again for this wonderful show of hospitality. It's very needed, and I appreciate it immensely.
Well, thank you for the much more intelligent conversation that I am, frankly, at this point, not used to having. All right. Very good. Enjoy your time to be alone. And
thank you. Save me some wine.
Yeah, I will. I shall. Yes. He sort of shuffles his feet, kind of embarrassed, and then he goes away. Walks back down the path. Meanwhile, Perry, inside the cave, is sort of snooping around all of your stuff in the back of the cart and sees the trunk laid out in the back. What's this? Gung, 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 gung. Knocks on it.
Is it just me and Joey in here at this point?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Joey immediately jumps up onto the box and says, "Don't you dare touch that!"
Whoa, hey, I just curious, kid. Relax.
You'll be curious to see a dagger in your face if you go any further.
Zygo moves forward.
Roll an intimidation check, Joey.
Oh, that's not gonna go well. That's a 6.
Oh my god.
Ding.
Badly tonight.
What did you say to me, kid? And wicked-looking hook kind of comes out of his pocket.
Excuse me, I'm sure we do not mean any trouble to anybody. You have to understand that in the company of bandits, we are a little more reticent to give over our belongings.
He goes, okay, what's in the case, Eyeless?
Just some, trivialities, things we have found along the road.
Roll a deception check.
That's not bad. 8.
Oh yeah, that's why she's so afraid of me seeing what's inside, huh?
You are going to reprimand the child for wanting to hold on to what is yours?
Hey,
Lost everything.
Sinbad, come over here. Just come over here. And Sinbad waddles over.
Look, really, I lost everything. This is all I have left.
Roll a persuasion check, Joey.
19.
Sinbad immediately looks at Perry. No, I just want to know what's in the box. I wasn't being mean to a kid. What are you talking about? I would feel bad about that. I don't want to... I'm sorry I pushed about what was in your box.
My feelings.
Roll a performance check, Joey.
That was a botch.
A botch? Okay, you're trying to cry, like, as hard as you can. Just like, but it just looks like you're, like, squeezing your face. It's my box. Then Bad is like, whoa. And just says, just leave him alone, Perry, basically. And just moves him to the side. Perry, like, looks over his shoulder at Joey, seeing her absolutely not crying, and just, like, gives her, like, glare for getting them in trouble, and also is still curious about that box.
Zygo moves moves to Joey and sort of like puts her head onto his shoulder, so as to whisper into her ear, and goes, "My vision is going to come and go. It would be best if you keep your eyes on that one, yes?" Very good. My darling, my dear, I am so sorry that he hurt you.
I'm so sad. I think I'm just gonna sit here for the rest of the night. And then Joey just plops herself down on top of the box.
Understandable, of course.
Okay, Nesbit, you get back to the entrance of the cave, and the two raccoons in the nest give you, like, a nod as they both kind of sit in their little perched crossbow nests.
Hello.
They're not used to being addressed, so they kind of shockingly both look at you. One of them has a very dark complexion with very white eye sockets, and the other one is like gray all over.
I get the sense that your leader does not converse with you at all. So I will. I am wondering simply this. Do you have eyes on the skies most times of the day?
They both look at each other and both nod at you.
Yes. I thought as much. All right. There is an avian bird, not like my friend or your boss. Circles this area.
One of them, the black and white one, looks to his gray brother and shakes his head, but the gray raccoon is nodding, like, knowingly, and nods down to you and climbs down a ladder gets down. He's much shorter than you. He's about your height, Nesbit, so quite short.
Mm-hmm.
Leans down into the dirt and draws a very long beaked avian, which matches that stork's long beak.
Might be hard to communicate, but I have overcome greater barriers. What has he been doing?
The gray raccoon thinks for a moment and then just sort of says,
Watching.
A couple more symbols. Roll a quick insight check.
Insight?
Yes.
Oh shit. I forget that insight's wisdom. That's a 22.
22. Basically he's trying to portray that he will fly once in a while, maintain his position in the same place for a while, and then fly away, never maintaining the same spot for more than an hour or two.
Any idea of where he goes at the end of the day?
They point back to where you came from.
Okay. Thank you. I might be going crazy.
The gray raccoon just goes,
it's nice.
and then he just turns around and crawls up the raccoon.
And Nesbit just says as he's doing that, it's nice to talk to someone who gets it.
Gray raccoon gives a thumbs up and then climbs the ladder back up into the thing.
Nesbit walks into the entrance. Does he just see... Do I just see Joey just crying on...
Yeah, Joey is like... Zygo has just released Joey from a hug, and Joey is sat up on top of the chest. Eventually, Kano comes back from her shower, leaving just like all four of you gather up in the hall. Flavio is not back yet, though.
And where did he go? Wasn't he just walking around?
He just left you at the little stream, but he didn't say where he was going. But he hasn't returned yet.
Is it night?
It is not nighttime. It is about 2 p.m. now.
Right. Well, where is our most gracious host?
Did he come back our way through the cave?
He did not.
I did not know. We have not encountered him since he left with you.
That's weird. He came up about, I'd say 10, 15? Oh, he said he would. Kano's gonna peek back out the back and try to see if she can track any footprints or something, like signs of where he went.
Roll survival check.
Ooh. Survival. Do I get a plus 18? I don't. A plus 18 would have given me a dirty 20. Instead, I have a 4.
Nope. No footprints to be seen. He probably flew.
Well, I guess he flew somewhere. Because I saw everything I could possibly see.
Are there any other rooms in this area?
I don't know. Suppose we could go check.
I'm not leaving.
It doesn't appear to be any rooms. Just appears to be one big cavern. You guys can easily just like hunker down and take a little rest if you want.
Oh, sure. How's everyone for HP?
If anybody needs to take a short rest, you can totally take one now.
I was only missing like...
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
It's true though. We are still in we're still among thieves. Best not to just leave our items around.
Harry was already a little suspicious. But don't worry, I threw him off with a great performance.
Good on you then. And she'll look at Zygo. Even though Zygo can't see her, she's gonna look at Zygo with a questioning look.
Zygo, sometimes you just feel eyes. Zygo just shrugs.
Okay, got it. So what do you guys do for the next 3 hours?
3 hours is how long it takes.
Yeah.
I would short rest for one of them just to get one of my wild shapes back.
Yeah.
You don't get any spells back when you short rest, do you?
Not you.
Yes.
Wizards would.
Too bad.
I guess if it starts to become 3 hours, can Nesbit just take a look around to see, like, I guess just to check around what the perimeter is, like what this area, I don't know, how they frequent this area?
Yeah, you roll a perception check.
Sorry for those who just saw my virus protection and heard that notification. Perception check? Oh, that's a botch.
All right, you don't see anything.
Yeah. I think.
You do know that it's got like very good sight lines, though. You can see like everything around you, but you don't spot anything weird or out of place, or you don't spot anybody.
Oh, I would love to like attune fully to my ring.
Oh, can I do that too?
Yeah, you guys. We'll say that throughout all of this time, you've been constantly attuning. You can have been attuned to your ring.
Yeah, I guess
We'll speed up the 8 hours.
the box is just like Nesbit sitting, not wanting to go too far away from the box because of Joey, and then just like not fully committing and just like, yeah, it seems fine.
Zygo will bring the helm and the gloves to Nesbit. I assume if anyone's gonna be interacting, you were so good with the Beatles beforehand. It seems only appropriate that you should have these.
Mine's the ring of protection, right? Just
Yes.
for semantics. Thank you.
+1 AC and to 1 all saving throws.
I guess also Nesbit in that time would, shockingly, but there's a reason, take a bath in the creek.
Got it.
Nesbit would just look at you all and say, before doing this in the 3 hours, just, so if we are to keep going, we might encounter those from the cities, yes?
Most certainly, or at least from the coasts who have come here from the Five Tombs.
Well then, I have learned that they do not take kindly to how I look, so I shall make myself more presentable. And then he goes and takes a bath and doesn't come back looking clean. He just isn't covered in mud and clay.
Zygo will do a similar thing. I don't think I ever bathed from when I was dragged through the clay yards, so Zygo will go clean off as well.
Okay.
Wash the caked blood off of his face and his eyes, and
As it gets later, Kano will walk over and pull a draft of wine. She'll find a spare cup.
Got it.
In a moment where everyone is distracted or away, if I whispered, would I catch people's attention, or do I need to stealth check that?
No, you can whisper. You're okay.
Okay.
Is it for a spell, Jackie?
Because that helps so much.
You need a level of sorcerer.
Joey, who's sitting on the box, kind of leans down to the keyhole, and goes, "Hey, Brush. Is it cool if I call you Brush? Because I think you made that painting once, and so I thought it would be a fun nickname. But anyway, we got to this place with this friend that we knew, and it was pretty crazy. But now I think they want to find out what's inside. But we'll protect you. Don't worry. I promise I'll protect you." And then Joey gets back on top of the box and like curls up into a little ball.
Okay. At the end of the 3 hours, Shega, let me do a quick little head count here. Flavio comes back. Flavio does not come back. But you do see. Sorry, my list of names like disappeared. Perry and Sinbad are obviously there. Horace the Porcupine is not there. Jane the Moose is not there. But Reba the skunk and Shega the iguana are both come back, and they both look bruised, bloodied, and beaten. And they kind of come limping through back up to the entrance of the cave. As they do, Shega removes her helmet. Reba does the same. Both of them are breathing very heavily. Shega kind of collapses on the floor. Perry runs up. Sinbad runs to help as well. And they get them up on their feet.
What is happening?
The one that was 5 meters was the baby. There's a bigger one. There's a much bigger one. And Shega's got like this massive, like bubbling wound on her side. You see that it's actually steaming as Sinbad strips some of the leather away and immediately goes to work, like rubs his little flippers together, and then opens up a little kit of herbalism that he begins to mush salves together and rub on the wounds. And you see them immediately stop bubbling and hissing. Reba looks to be in much better shape and was supporting Shega on the way through. And she looks at Perry and Sinbad and just says, "It's got Flavio." And Perry and Sinbad, both of their eyes raise. And Perry looks around and says, "Well, we're not going. We can't beat one that's bigger than 5 meters. How big was it?" Shega, now her voice kind of calming a little bit, goes, "At least double."
Oh, excuse us.
They all look at you. Zygo.
What seems to be the matter?
Reba comes over to you and says, "We were doing as we do to rid the entirety of this area of murder moths, which are what we've called they're giant moths. Not particularly hard to grasp. What we do is we take one of those torches there, and you see a bunch of torches leaning up against the wall, and we light them when it gets dim, and the moths are attracted to the light, and from a safe place, we put them down. But this time, when we lured the one that we were trying to lure to the torch, and we all struck, wounding it quite severely. We didn't quite finish it, but it would have been easy to follow up. We were ambushed from behind by a much larger and more aggressive moth." Shega raises her hand and says, "Bet you 100 crowns it was the mama." And Reba sort of nods, probably was. Anyway, Flavio had come to check on us and make sure that we didn't need any extra hands, and, well, all we heard was him get picked up and scream. So he's probably dead. We should leave. And Reba goes to her bedroll and starts rolling it up. Gathers her things and says, "This was fun, and I'm glad we got to, make a little bit of money." And she scoops a bit of the gold into a bag. Not all of it, but a good amount of it. About a fourth of it, considering there are 4 of them here. But on to other and better things, hopefully. And she starts to walk out.
Joey stands up on the box and goes, "What are you doing? We have to go save Flavio."
All of them look around at Joey like, "We do?"
"He's been so kind, and he was a wonderful person, and he helped get you all that gold, and he played dead, and even though he killed his friend, he brought you all here. You guys should go help him."
Roll a persuasion check, Joey.
God, I hope I roll better than I've been rolling, and I botched again. Got 2 dice tonight.
Reba leaves.
That's terrible.
Reba looks back at Joey and kind of looks at her like, roll an insight check, everyone, to see what kind of look she gives Joey.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to see it.
21.
I just rolled a 2.
Oh, yeah,
20.
20.
What's happening?
20.
Kano and Nesbit pick up on the look that says, "You poor naive child," and walks out and leaves. She actually pulls a rope out of her bag, wraps it around a rock, and starts belaying down the side of the clay, and very soon is gone. Shega starts to lay down. She drinks a crushed cup of like powdery liquid with like a powdery film on top that Sinbad has given her, throws it back. Her wounds start to heal. She has basically taken the equivalent of a healing potion, and she starts to gather her things as well. Same with Perry and Sinbad.
Do you know where they would have taken him? Do they have a nest?
Uh, they all shrug. They have no idea.
You don't know? You've been hunting these murder moths for a while and no clue?
Sinbad whistles at you. Which, you speaking avian,
yes,
know
I'm a
to
bird.
mean. Yeah. You, glean that what he's trying to say is, we lure them, we never hunt them. So we don't know where they live.
Ah, gotcha.
What is the purpose of luring them?
Because if they're left unchecked, and this is again through Sinbad, if they're left unchecked on the mountain, they hunt us at night if we're moving around at night. Like they're basically like aggressive flying bears.
Oh, fun.
Wow.
So they've cleared the area, but clearly they may have gone too hard or lured too many because now they're starting to lure bigger ones out. Yeah.
Well, either or, depending on your feelings for Flavio or not.
Sinbad kind of looks sad at that.
This moth is going to be a big problem to anywhere you go if it's in the immediate area for the next few nights.
Does seem that it would be better to have strength in numbers.
Sinbad nods. Would you guys like to travel with us to get out of here? We can lead you to where you're going if you're going on the path, but that's all he has to say. He waits
So
for you.
You don't want to try to rescue your leader at all?
He kind of shakes his head, lost for words. Whistles at you that he doesn't think that it's possible. It's such a gigantic creature at 10 meters that, like, there's no way we would survive, he says.
Oh, well, you never know unless you try.
Roll a persuasion check.
Do I get persuasion? Oh, I do have persuasion. That's fun. Dirty 20.
He kind of looks down and he looks at Perry. I was a minor. Flavio. And Shaga goes, Flavio. Yeah. Well said, Sinbad. Well said. All right. Salt it. I'm in. And Perry picks up a big sword that's like a little too big for him and kind of puts it on his shoulder. Shaga looks down at the ground and says, we're all gonna die. And she picks up a big crossbow off the wall. We should go now if we want to find it. Otherwise it's gonna melt Flavio's insides and suck them out through a hole in his neck. So
And the
Going at night.
raccoons.
Oh yeah. She signs up at the raccoons. Both of them climb down the ladders, already armed to the teeth with hand crossbows on either hip and bolts just ripped up both sides.
Did they make them all too?
Maybe. They definitely look makeshift. But they both are just dual wielding hand crossbows. And they immediately fall in. Shaga gets like a glaive that she kind of uses as a walking stick as well. Perry is hobbling forward with his like a crutch and a sword, and Sinbad just appears. He doesn't take anything with him, but he is like gearing up to like with armor and such. And he looks at you and whistles at you. So what's the plan?
Kano will hold up a feather and turn around to the group. Obviously, I don't want to force you all into anything, but I would like to go and try to save this person. It turned out to be advantageous to us once before. You setting him free, Zygo, and who knows?
On the other hand, that debt has been paid now. We do not owe anything to this man.
It is also true.
Joey stands up on her box and almost too loudly announces, I would like to save Flavio. And then she looks down at Zygo almost like a challenge. Realizing then that he can't see her face.
The thunder has started, by the way. That's accurate.
These creatures melt people from the insides and can fly and are 5 times the size of what we thought they would be. That is hardly an invitation. That seems worth...
Cano, help me here, please. This man, he led his people to ambush others, and he led them wrong. And when one died, he was callous and did not care. And the only reason that none of them, that they're all alive, that we did not slaughter them, was because he felt he was indebted to one of our own. If it weren't for that, he would have been fine killing us. Would the mother want us to go save him? Would the mother want us to maybe lead the rest of them to their deaths? Is that right? I genuinely am asking. I do not know.
No, that's a good question, Nisbet. I don't think we can know exactly what the mother would want us to do. The funny thing I've learned about religion is people tend to kind of bend it to suit whatever they desire to do. So I could argue that in the wild, as you very well know, sometimes it's kill or be killed. Flavio didn't have a place in traditional life, so this is how he made his way. There are plenty who are worse than this, and who are far less open to being friendly to new people. This thing, though, either way, is a danger to the area. This huge, massive thing, Flavio notwithstanding, is a problem.
That is what I am thinking as well, Nesbit. I have no allegiance to Flavio nor to his men. However, we do have the numbers now to try to rid the mountains of this horror. Perhaps this is our best chance.
Nesbit? And Joey gets off the box and goes to stand next to him. And she looks up at him and she goes, I've seen too many people die. I don't want to be responsible for another.
We will have to talk, Grubchild. You use words like weapons too often. But I agree to go. I just didn't know what you would think, Cano.
Sinbad appears behind you. Ready to go?
We shall help. Follow close. Stay safe. Watch your back.
Sinbad kind of gives you like a, huh, fair enough, and then gets to the like just in his nod of his head. You guys all gather up, going outside. Shega lights a torch that sort of crackles as it lights, almost like a sparkler, and you see that as you venture out into the now raining area around you, it maintains its light, and as the rain falls into it, you hear like.
Perry is
never
with
gets
us,
put out.
right?
They're all with you. Yes,
Yeah.
you're all walking along.
Except
this,
Reba. Reba bailed.
Reba bailed. Reba left.
Reba, the
Uh,
coward.
Reba, the skunk coward.
Reba's gone, and Horace is ostensibly dead, right?
Horace is definitely, yeah, when you ask,
So the box is
Shega
okay.
shakes her head.
The box is okay being left there.
The box is being left there.
We're walking, not taking carts.
Yeah, you're walking, 100%. The way is impassable by cart.
Kiana, what do we do about? Do you think it's safe to just leave it there?
Perhaps we can hide it, or attempt to.
I don't think that's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't have anything to like. I don't have a hide spell.
Oh, actually, I have an idea. Joey goes, can you just wait here for 2 minutes? Hold everybody. And Joey runs back into the cavern, which is presumably empty.
Yep. Everybody's can see you from the entrance, though.
They can see me.
Yes.
Can I like motion at Kano to distract everyone?
Kano will trip into whoever is in front of her, kind of causing a domino effect because she's so large.
Roll a performance check.
Oh my god. Unbelievable.
8.
Oh.
Sinbad, like, just kind of like, and all you do is hit him, and everybody else is still just chilling. He's just like, what the hell? What was that?
I'm sorry, I webbed feet, you know.
He looks at you like that has never, that's never once been a problem for me. And he shakes his head. Turns his attention out to the rain, but Perry is still eyeing Joey as she goes back into the.
Kano will stand in front of the group and say, okay, we need to be tactical about this. I need all of you to tell me everything that you know about these moths.
Roll a persuasion check.
Starting with you, and she's going to point at Perry.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. No one tells me anything. I botch.
Okay.
Wow, with the botches.
They do tell you. They
That's
do start to tell you things, but Perry's eyes are still always on the cavern.
Man, get him out now.
His big gecko-y eyes.
While this is happening, can Joey just, because I was gonna do minor illusion and then I realized it was only 1 minute. Can Joey scan the space for like any little hiding nook?
Yeah. You find like an area by the bedrolls that seems to be like there's a bunch of chests there, and while yours looks different, it might blend in a little bit.
Okay.
A tarp or two you could cover it with.
Joey's gonna gather up the tarps and then just cover up the carriage.
Okay, yeah, you cover up the back of the carriage, and you.
And she's also gonna load like 3 other chests onto it.
Okay, got it.
Can I say, I don't know if I can still do anything, but kind of before Joey kind of starts to do that, I'll have noticed that Perry's keeping an eye on her. I'll say, hey, little girl, she's trying to go pee and she's shy around people. What are you doing? Trying to stare after a little kid. It's gross.
What? No,
What are
I
you
wasn't.
doing? It's
Nothing.
so rude.
He immediately turns his gaze out of the cavern, not wanting to have anything to do with that, and says, all right, let me tell you all about moths. Okay, so he basically walks you through the process of how to catch them by lighting the torch, running away, and hiding and waiting. And eventually, as the sparkler is burning, the moth will be attracted to the light, and it might take a few. You never know. which is
Okay.
why that Shega is carrying like 5 unlit torches strapped to her back. They're about 5 feet tall, and they like almost like the size of like tiki torches would get like put into the ground and lit, and then you'd run away.
Cool.
That's the idea.
Um,
Okay.
Nice.
Before we leave, just can I before we leave, can I just go over to, so the cart, that's where our beetles are, right? With the
Yes,
thing?
they are also they've maintained like their abdomens have hit the ground and they're at like an resting position.
Okay, I'm just going to go into the cavern very quickly. Where I guess Joey is as well, and just very quickly start to speak with them, cast speak with animals, and just say to
Oh,
them,
look, the hairy one wishes to talk again. Go good, hairy one, bring us sustenance.
"That is what I will do. If you guard this cart with your lives, you will have moth meat.
Moth meat. Oh.
Yes, mother moth meat will be coming straight to your mouths. If you guard,
Unhitch us, furry one, so we may maintain a better perimeter.
yes, indeed, and I will unhitch them, and point to the cart and just say, guard. And if you do a good job, all the moth meat, I hear it is 10 meters. As big as 2 of you?
Both of them, yeah. When you say 10 meters, you say 10 meters and you get no response.
Bigger than me of moth meat.
Yes. This is good. Yes, good moth meat. And they both clamber around the cart, and both of their wings like, and then they settle again, just like in like kind of like an aggressive show, and they settle around the cart very territorially.
All right.
Joey goes up to Nesbit and says, thank you.
Kind of says you're welcome, but in bug voice for a minute, like, oh, I'm sorry, yes. You are welcome, Joey.
Okay. And the crew, as Perry sort of pulls his haggard body, because the crutch is going to be difficult as the clay gets wet, he actually clambers up onto Flavio's beetle. And they begin to kick, he leads the way up on top of the beetle, holding a sparkler torch as well. And you guys head out over a rougher patch of clay, down the mountain a bit, and up towards another much rounder one. Which sort of looks like almost like a craggy cliff, like sort of like as if you're at the top of the Grand Canyon. It starts to get kind of plateauy along the mountain cliffs. We're going to take a little break, everybody. Take an 8-minute little bathroom break. We will be back very soon. Please don't go anywhere. In the meantime, please enjoy the fun sea shanties in that little in-between screen. We did sea shanties before. It was cool. That's right. Whoever said that in the comments, you got that right. And yeah, let's see if this murder moth is findable or if Flavio is a lost cause. We might just take a trip in the rain for nothing.
Okay.
Or we'll find love.
Fun. Yeah.
I set upon the ship at dawn. I wouldn't dare be late. Abilities were checked to see if
Okay, and we are back. Hello, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for the 2 new followers, by the way. Irons and Batty the Matty, welcome. Thank you for popping into the stream.
Yeah.
I too, Rons.
That tickled me for some reason. It's really good. I mean, it's fine, but it made me laugh really hard.
No, it's really good.
No,
Stand
it's
by
really,
what you
it's really
said.
good. It's
No,
really
it's
good.
great. It's great.
Thank you.
Um,
We'll be talking
okay,
about it
we
very soon.
are journeying out of the cave and into the rain.
Nice.
There it is.
Nice.
Uh,
Nailed it. Nailed it.
To try to find this big ass moth that took Flavio.
Woo,
There's this big moth.
we just got him back.
Oh, hey, a student of Gabe's, Batty the Matty.
Oh, heyo.
Oh.
That's
What's up, Maddie?
nifty.
Cool, awesome. Well, welcome, and we're very happy to have you. Okay, so let's move forward. As you guys are all traveling along the, it doesn't get as slushy and like swampy as the lower levels of the clay peaks, but there is like a muddy quality to the clay now. It's just not as thick and soft. Clearly the clay kind of runs off from here, so you're getting like a layer of dust that kind of has turned to a mud over pretty hard rock. You guys are traveling along this cliff's edge. There are several ravines on either side, which are actually, luckily you guys are all like, all 4 of the other players are carrying, not players, excuse me, 4 members of your little caravan here. That would be Perry, Sinbad, Shega, and just those 3, just 3 of them.
And the twins,
Are-
right?
And the twins, not the twins though, but the 3 of them are carrying little sparklers that are again burning low, not producing much light at all. That's probably for a good reason, because they don't want to attract too much at the risk of any visibility. But they are steering you away from these massive, clearly like if you fall in them, you're gonna die unless you're an avian ravines. That are sort of like webbed through like veins across the land. This big plateau sort of sits in the middle of all of the much more traditionally shaped pointed mountains around you. So it's weird. You guys are sort of at like a higher level, and it's as if the mountains are smaller and only like a couple hundred feet out, because all you're really seeing is like the top third of these behemoths, since you're already so high. Already gathering amidst like the fog and smoke around you. Not smoke, mist. Fog and mist. It's making it harder to even see into the ravines as you look down. So it really feels like you were like among like cloud rivers with like little tiny mountains all around you. It's very eerie. But also you'll come across like a massive boulder or like a peak that is blasted through this solid plateau, and that makes for good cover as you guys slowly and carefully peek around. The beetle that Perry is on top of moves very quietly as well, and basically all your footsteps are getting drowned out by the rain that is pitter-pattering all over the stone. Can everybody please make a survival check?
13.
I'm
11.
not gonna believe this. I literally just rolled a 4 again. That's a I mean that's a 10, but
19.
Nesbit, you get down immediately, and you see the signs of an immense struggle are just beginning to get eroded and washed away by the rains. This is clearly where the scuffle before happened, and sure enough, you find the hole that is the remnant from where the torch was put into the clay. Only the bottom half of it is still there, sticking into the ground. The top half is appeared to have been ripped apart. You find a body very quickly. Horus, the porcupine, his blood is mixing into the mud around him. It's quite gruesome, actually. He is lying still. Shega, when you all look to her, she just gives you like a, he is a no. He's dead. And she also says like, don't turn him over.
Right.
Joey like quickly averts her eyes.
Do I have like an Aragorn looking for the hobbits moment in the struggle? Like, do I know
Yeah,
exactly
basically
what
you
happens?
see Shega points out little points to you like we were over here, and you sure enough see like a Flavio sized like print in the mud that was like kind of caked onto the rock of like ooh. And
Thanks for the
points
flashback
to-
scene.
Am I? Say Save me! Save me! Don't leave me! If you leave me, I'll be very upset! And he gets taken away.
He probably said something like that.
I'm a bad leader! I'm a very bad leader who doesn't care about his friends! In fact, leave me. Maybe you should leave me.
Sorry, I'll get back on track.
Yeah, you
All right.
clearly are editorializing. You're clearly making things up. Just stay within the lines.
Yeah.
And then she says like, what do? We could try luring it here again. It knows there's food.
Would it not be better to try to take it to the source, as it were?
It flew that way. She points like the general direction forward.
You did not realize how many times people gesture until you cannot see them anymore.
She realizes her mistake. Sorry. And she like points. She like taps your front, and just says like this direction.
It may not be wise of us to go to a den. And it is possible that we are able to lure this thing away from any potential feeding. Do I know anything about if moths like prepare their meals?
Roll a nature check.
Gross. I hate that I asked that. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry. Oh god, I'm so sorry that I
love
asked
it.
chat.
I love it.
Oh no. And you're gonna get an answer because that's a 16.
They sure do.
Okay, gross.
They neutralize anything they deem as a threat with an acid, like spit that they have that is, from the stories, is much more than a spit. It's more like a fire hose of acid. They take the prey that they want to eat, though, back with them and sort of like roll them into little like cocoon balls of like fuzz, so that they cannot move.
Yeah. So they Frodo him, yeah.
And they
as
Frodo
Hannah
them,
said,
and then they will constantly, once in a while, give them little like injections of like a poison into the bloodstream that will eventually, over time, liquefy. Like at first, it renders them like loopy and drunk-like.
Oh my god.
Then it progresses to a state of paralysis.
It was only a 16, George. I don't get all this.
You know
I don't.
everything.
No. I got a 16, George. Some of this
And then,
can't be.
after the paralysis, you don't know what happens.
Imagine what you would have gotten on a 20.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
chat. I'm so sorry.
This is stage 3 is hemorrhage, and stage 4 is death. And then the way they eat them is they suck out the insides through
Oh,
needle.
thanks.
Right.
Through a
We needed that.
straw.
So
That's what you wanted.
don't
Great.
Delicious.
don't blame me though, chat. I can't take the blame of this one.
Allie Bloom goes, I missed when we just mentioned ants a little.
Yeah, hey George, can we just get to straight murdering people? That would be great.
Yeah, we'll murder
Way
some
better.
innocent
No
people.
one batted an eye.
You guys
when
don't
they
like
straight
bugs?
murked people.
I hate bugs, so this is how I'm working through my shit.
That's
Oh.
good.
Like
By
exposure
letting my friends
therapy.
kill my bugs.
So George, when I see it that a body has been left
Gross.
behind,
The bugs
it's
are
it's a
his demons.
body that this moth didn't want to eat.
Correct. It did not eat. It eliminated it as a threat,
As a
which
threat.
probably means he got acid hosed.
Right, and of course Flavio was not seen as a threat, as Nesbit would obviously say out loud to the group.
And Shaga goes, "All right, man. Like
It's factual.
trying to save him."
So it's possible that meaning that Nesbit would know there is time, so it may be advantageous to lure them away.
Is there cover where we are, or is this like a flat open plain?
This is a flat open plain with like one big boulder that provides pretty ample cover. But Shaga says if there's like some kind of terrain you'd prefer, we can certainly try to find it.
I mean,
So if you want to describe to me like what you want to try to find, you can roll a survival check to try to find it.
I think like peaks and valleys, crags, things where we could have like height advantage and then get down and behind things.
Do you want like a bowl in the middle of like a flat ground, or what do you want? Kind of give it to me. Describe what you want the ground to look like. In your perfect dreams, what would it look like?
In my perfect dreams, there is like a where we're placing the light has a bit of a bowl surrounded with ground cover within it. Large.
How deep a bowl? 5 feet, 10 feet? What are we talking here?
10 to 15 feet
Okay.
down to the bowl.
I want to be able to get out too.
Right. So with some sort of ground covering, either brush or rocks, things that you could put between.
You want brush. You want brush on a plateau.
Well, a thing between you and acid. Something that would maybe stop a stream coming at you.
You want half cover, 3/4 cover.
Half cover, 3/4 cover, and surrounded by craggy overages where you could then get height advantage.
Roll a survival check at disadvantage, Zygo.
After all of that, I rolled literally the same thing 2 times, and it was a 17.
Ooh.
Wow.
I rolled 2 9s, and I have a
Christmas.
+8 to survival.
Okay. So after a little bit of journeying, with Zygo leading you all, you come to a point, not too much further in because Shega's getting a little nervous, but you find a bowl that sort of leads off, but it's not like a perfect bowl. It's like it leads down a slope and then the ground just continues lower. But there is ample cover on this one side. You see like little outcroppings of rock in certain places, also shrouded by bramble. It'll probably help you stay hidden. And likely if an acid attack were to like blast through clay, the bramble might prevent it from doing so once. Or something like that.
Great. Good enough.
Pretty good, but you only have one side, basically.
And how did you get ambushed by this creature? Was it not attracted to the light? Did it ignore the light?
She says, it actually picked the light up out of the ground, so it already had the light. So basically it came along, grabbed the torch, broke it apart in its like in its hands or its mandibles, and then just flew past and illuminated the people that were sitting there on the rock. They can like see them in the night. Like these things hunt at night anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What should we do?
Shega says like, you're calling the shots. This is outside of our expertise. She says, if I could make one recommendation to you all, it's much bigger than you think it is. When I say 10 meters, it's... and she like, here, can we all hold hands? And she grabs your hand. Everybody stand out with your arms as wide as you can. And you all do. In a horizontal line. And she goes, that's still not big enough.
Jesus.
A question. What would happen if we all collectively decided to aim for the wings?
All the eyes.
DM, out of character thing, you can make called shots. It's my homebrew rules. I forgot I should probably like tell you guys this. If you want to call a shot, you can take a. Is it -5 or an attack at disadvantage?
You've done -5 as if it was
-5.
like a sharpshooter shot. Yeah.
As if it's like a sharpshooter. And if you hit that attack, I will like impart a like 1 turn, or if depending on how much damage you do, the severity of the bad thing will happen. If you roll like minimum damage, maybe it's like an irritant that gives him a disadvantage or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So it's disadvantage on the attack?
it's high risk, low reward.
It's -5 on the
to the
attack.
attack.
Oh, got it.
But if you were like really trying to like Achilles tendon like an Allosaurus, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If if 2 of you hit it, maybe it gets its move speed halved, something like that.
Okay.
To,
I like that rule.
they all know that you do magic, so Nesbitt just goes, do any of us know how to
Sinbad raises his flipper.
Does anyone know how to produce light that cannot be broken or moved?
Sinbad, like, quickly casts light and a little orb of light, but he quickly snuffs it.
It goes without saying that I am also able to do such a thing.
That is the first thing, is making a piece of light that cannot be broken or moved from a place.
Sinbad nods. He walks out to the point, like, kind of low, like, 40 feet away, down the slope, and just, like, points, like here?
Yes.
And he starts walking back to you guys.
Well, I suppose we should probably all get into positions that are most advantageous to our skill sets. I'll go down on the ground by this light.
Perry, like, says, I'll take the beetle, and I'll go that way, and he points back the way you came, and I'll provide extraction.
Insight check?
I'll
Roll
go
an
with
insight check.
Perry.
8.
Can I also roll an insight check?
Yes, you can.
That's also suspicious. I actually rolled okay. 17.
It doesn't. He doesn't want to abandon you guys, but he certainly seems scared. You don't get the sense that he's trying to double cross you, but you don't get the impression that this is the most brave guy.
Cool.
He might be dishonorable. Like, in a moment, it could be that he bolts on you, but like he isn't planning on it.
Oh man, I have an
Perry, if you
option, but
stayed
it is
close.
an extreme option.
Okay.
Yes?
George would have to rule it's okay because it's real shenanigansy. If okay, so when I'm in starry form, I glow with a light in a 10-foot radius, right?
Yes, you are, you little glowworm, you.
If I were to cast the spell Meld into Stone, which allows me to pass my physical form fully into a rock, would the light generated off of me still pass outward in a 10-foot radius?
So you could leave elements of your body exposed at the surface of the rock that would shine light.
Gotcha.
But those parts of your body would have to be exposed.
Okay.
So the most I could give you in that case is 3/4 cover from any attacks, which still gives you a +5 to AC from all directions.
Uh-huh. All right. Good to know. Let's say we'll see what the penguin's light does or whatever, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
He's just got like the light spell. He can cast light on an object.
Right.
He can find a little rock out in the center there, and he'll just blast a little
Yeah,
light
that's
onto
that's perfect. I'm just
ground.
worried about if he goes down and it becomes a free for all.
Well, is light concentration? I thought it was. Yeah, it's just you can just put it on something.
Oh, and
it
it'll
lasts.
just stay there.
Yeah,
That's
Dope.
cool.
and you can just put it on an object too, so it's like it's just there for a while.
Amazing. All right,
Um,
cool. Then we won't go nuclear on this. Let's.
I mean, yeah,
Tiger Wolf.
Nesbit just
Thinking though.
Holt gets ready. I think Nesbit.
Jaga goes out and gets ready to like put the torch on, and then like she does explain, like, I should probably light this for, like, in addition, it also gives off a scent that it's attracted to get it in the area.
Anything that you know this better.
She heads down the slope to put the stake in, and Sinbad goes with her to light the top of the torch in addition to its burning light when she's ready.
Yeah, Nesbit will be up top, like training his crossbow, and he'll actually be pointing it like back the way they came. He's not about to get ambushed, so he's just like back towards it, and he's just like, if something happens down there, he'll hear it. So he's just like has his crossbow trained behind them.
Perry takes the beetle and goes further back a little bit, and like then brings it to rest. He's about 30 feet behind you guys, and just like seems like he's like ready for if somebody hops on his back, he's gonna take off.
Okay.
Joey just pulls out 2 of her daggers and holds one in each hand.
The raccoon twins also. They're both
Joey-
like both arms are straight on like a big outcrop of rock, and they're just like pointed at the thing.
Joey, did you go with Perry?
No, I was only gonna force myself with him if I felt he was suspicious or going back to the cavern. So that
Okay.
was why I'm still with you for now. Though Joey will turn to Kano and say, Kano, I think I'm a little out of my league here. I don't know how helpful my skills will be. Where do you think is the best place for me to go?
Well, I would say either with Zygo, because he's down a sense, so you can always help him better aim his abilities, or keep an eye on Perry, because I did not do well on my insight check.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will stay either by Joey or by Nesbit, either one.
Maybe go by Zygo then, Joey. Joey, do you have anything you can throw?
Yeah, I got these. But she keeps her ruby dagger tucked away in her back pocket.
Okay, good. You might have to rely on some aim this time. I'm gonna go down and hide until it gets there, and then I'll do my best to grab its attention towards me.
Okay, be careful.
I always am.
Oh.
And I'll keep an eye on Perry, okay?
Thank you.
So I guess I'm by Joey up top.
Okay. That's 45 feet away from where this is going to go down.
Okay.
I want to be like behind a rock by the light.
So Shega says to you, so I think the plan should be, and tell me if you agree with this, that we let one of these things get to the light, we don't engage, and we track it to try to find Flavio? Or do you want to try to bring this thing down?
Right, we are trying to find Flavio, not just get rid of the creature.
Well, if we get rid of them, then maybe we could, safely find the lair without dying.
Shega says that's possible, and it's possible if we... it's possible, if we get, like, a good look at it, I can... Or maybe you can track it based on its scent or its, anything it leaves behind.
And perhaps if it is injured, it will return to its lair and lead us there.
Zygo, I've had another idea. And Joey turns to Zygo and she goes, you know how sometimes you talk to your grandfather and then you can call down that light from the sky, but then it burns things?
Yes, I'm aware.
Well, so if the moth is attracted to light, then it won't want to leave the thing even if it's burning it, right?
Possibly. It
I
is
think
certainly.
that could be a good weapon.
It is certainly an option, although it will require me to throw my eyes up into the sky, so to say.
That's okay. I can be your eyes on the ground.
All right.
Good.
I think
Okay.
though, if it's the big one, our priority might have to be to
Just
get rid of that,
To take it out.
or injure it so badly that it retreats.
Yep.
But either or, all cylinders firing.
Right.
Okay. Shega gets ready to pull the cord on this thing. She yells out to you guys, ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Ready.
Ready?
Okay. She seems to like get almost like she's like a wind up top. She like gets it ready. Sinbad backs up to you guys and gets ready to cast light, holding a flipper out. And she just goes, yanks it backwards, and there's like a sparkler starts lighting up into the air. She starts booking it as fast as she can. Like by the speed at which she is taking off back to the slope, you can tell this thing's already no joke. Like she has got to get out of there. Sinbad circles his flipper, and a little bolt of light just goes like a little droplet of water. The light on the torch takes up like a more solid quality, even though it's still out. And then you guys all clamber back into place. The twins nervously sort of adjust their hand crossbows. Shega's glaive is back in its holster. She has a heavy crossbow pointed at the light. Sinbad, you see his flipper kind of like twitch, and you see a little course of blue lightning, just like a little static on his fingertips or his like wingtip. What are you guys doing?
I've got my sword out, the long sword, and I'm just preparing myself for.
Okay.
I'm readying.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm facing away, just at first, because they feel like I'll know if something starts going down, but he just doesn't want to get ambushed, so he's just facing behind.
I'm gonna cast Magic Stone and hand the 3 rocks to Joey and say, just in case you run out of ammunition, a couple more things for you to throw.
I was a little worried about that. And Joey tucks them into her pocket.
Yeah, use those first. No need to use a weapon.
One of the twins looks over at you and goes, "Shh." It kind of hangs in the air. Everybody make a perception check.
21.
21.
9.
9.
No sound of a landing. And then just at the edge of the light, a massive drooling head with many like sides and it's classic bug eyes that gleam like a dark red when it picks up the orangish light of this torch. Just comes just to the edge of the line, and you see wingtips fold up behind it like it's one of those Star Wars Imperial ships. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Whoosh, triangle. And it sort of like hisses outward. Little bits of acid dripping off of its mouth as it slowly skirts the edge of the line, growling a little bit more gutturally as it does. Real low. And then it approaches the light. You see a furry, sort of purple-haired body. And then it seems to sort of leave it alone. It backs up, and it just sort of basks in the light. Doesn't really know what it's doing. And Shega, very quietly... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Kano. You want to do something?
I was just going to ask, is this the big one?
You all look to Shega, and Shega goes...
No. Shit.
You're all very, very quiet. And this torch is still burning. And then the torch snuffs. But the light spell is still on the torch. And now it's just a glowing, solid orb. And at this, the moth kind of lifts like a segmented, heavy foot and touches it. And then retreats. And then touches it again. And then bites off the bottom step and rips it right out of the ground. And the light off on its right, it keeps following the light, even though it's like in its mouth and off to the right. It keeps chasing it around in a circle. You still don't hear any footsteps. It moves completely silently on the ground. Nesbit, behind you, you start to get really nervous that something could be creeping up on you if it were not flying. But you've got like a beat on everything around you. You don't see anything cresting any mountaintops. Behind you seems pretty secure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have like I know we're not really an initiative. Can I just like quickly like,
Shayga has her hands up, like, and you hear like it gets passed down the line, like, what do we want to do here?
Nesbitt's just gonna eye this thing, and just bonus action Hunter's Mark it, and just like that's it for now. Just like bonus action Hunter's Mark, and just
Everybody's just laying there. Everybody's got their
eyeing it.
crossbows up.
Do we hear any other wing beats coming?
No other wing beats. This thing, Nesbit is pretty confident it's alone.
What's it doing right now?
It's still chasing the light around in a circle. Eventually, the light jerks out of its mandibles, and it gets like a beat on like the actual top of the torch, and now it's just got the top of the torch in its mandibles, like in its mouth. And soon, the top of the torch burns acidic, and it starts to the object starts to vaporize. You can tell if the object dissipates, the light will dissipate.
We're
as
gonna
well.
lose the light pretty soon.
I'm gonna. I guess Nesbit will just look around and just aim for the wings. And just take a called shot. Because my first shot is with advantage. So
Okay, everybody,
roll initiative.
roll an attack. Yeah, roll initiative because we're gonna do a surprise action correctly this time. Yeah, everybody, roll initiative. Oh
Nat
boy,
20'd, I 20'd. Well,
Oh God.
but I nat 20'd, and I want you to know.
that's great. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
So everybody can go ahead and give me Dex or your initiative.
Or what?
12.
Dex, I think is what. he
Sorry,
said.
yeah.
I
Oops.
heard that
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
My bad. My bad. Not what I meant.
23.
Okay, Nesbit is 23.
But I got a nat 20.
Okay, but what'd you get? What's your initiative? Is it 19?
No, it's
21?
20. It's 20.
20. Oh,
plus
it's just
zero.
20. Okay. Zygo,
12.
Joey,
12.
our band of merry men will get an 18. So it's Joey then
Nice.
Zygo, right?
I think we have the same dexterity, maybe.
Oh.
Plus 4?
Plus 4.
Then you guys can choose.
Let's have
We
Joey go
roll for
first.
it?
Joe, you go first. I'm just trying to think of.
Your homies will shoot after Kano, and the Moth will go. I'll tell you when it gets to the
At
Moth.
some point, yeah.
Can I ask a quick technical question?
Yes.
Because I've never in Joey used not daggers. What am I using for my attack if I'm throwing magic stones?
For
Do
Magic
I-
Stone, you use my spellcasting attack, which is a +8.
That's great. Thank you.
And it does
Very
1d6 plus 5 damage flat.
Write this down.
Okay. Let's roll some attacks. First up is Nesbit.
Okay. And that
Perfect timing for the music.
Hunter's Mark wasn't. Was that this turn, or do I get
No.
another bonus action?
You already did that.
Okay, so bonus action Zephyr Strike. I have advantage on the first attack because of my feature, advantage on the second attack because of Zephyr Strike. Both of them are called shots.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. That's -5, right?
-5.
So that's a 23.
Hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be the. I'll do the Zephyr Strike, so that's an extra D8. I have to remember that, and then I will also add the Swarm, so that's an extra D6 Hunter's Mark D6. So that's 2D8 plus 2D6 on one hit. Oh yeah! Oh baby! Okay.
Love a good Dylan roll.
That's 24 points of damage.
Jesus.
Blam! This crossbow bolt flies out of the shadows. It rips through the leather of this thing's wing. The wing is still operational as it starts to pick itself off the ground in shock, but it's clearly had some damage done to it. So that's one wing. Which wing, Dylan? Pick right or left arbitrarily.
Yeah, just right, I guess.
Right. Okay, so the right wing has 1 of 3 successes, or 2 successes, because you hit it twice, both times, right?
Well, I haven't rolled my second attack yet.
Well, you might hit it twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say 24 points of damage for the first. Got it.
I mean, that's a nat 20.
Oh,
Give me that damage, baby.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
That's a nat 20.
oh man.
It's because of
Mom's
that
gonna
advantage.
die, and we're gonna be like, well,
All right, let's make another light and.
Okay,
wait
so
for
that,
another one.
so do I double Hunter's Mark as well?
No, you double the we're not doing anything with like extra effects doubled, I think. Right? Or are we doubling the dice as if they were spell effects?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. I
would
don't,
something like sneak attack double? Because this is similar.
Question.
No, that's the crazy. That's like
well,
this is
it's,
like
it's not similar because it is a spell, but
It is a spell.
I guess it is added damage actually. And sneak attack would double. So I mean, it's up to you, Georgie. I don't know
Sneak
about
attack would
Hunter's Mark.
double the dice. Don't take a max dice.
Yeah,
out.
I wasn't gonna
double the dice for Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 8 plus a D8
I'll get
plus
those
2d6.
rules nailed down.
Okay.
I gotta figure out what I want to do with that.
Okay. So that's 8 plus, so it's 10 plus 18 plus 4, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Holy cow. This thing looks insanely battered as its wing gets like slammed into the ground. That is 2 out of 3 successes for the called shot. This thing is surprised, so it takes no actions for this turn. So next up is Kano. I haven't even started like the scary battle music yet because like this could just be a stealth kill
Yeah.
at this point.
Wow.
Kano.
Okay. Kano, it's on the ground still, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Kano will go ahead and sword out and ready, run towards it, slashing the sword across at the moth 2 times.
Kano slides down the mud hill, sprinting towards the moth as it's just crossbow bolt after crossbow bolt.
21.
Woo!
And higher.
Yes, both hits.
That will be... And for color, she's gonna use a smite.
Yes.
For fun, so that will be... How many D8 is a smite? It's 2, right?
For first level, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Man, if you guys one round this thing, that'll be so crazy.
So I'm doing it on here.
Oh man, Hannah, you better hope you guys kill this thing. You're not gonna like what save I ask you to make.
Oh, no.
Is it a con save?
Sure isn't.
Plus 14, 36 damage.
36 damage. Okay, wowie kazowie. This thing is bloodied.
And
Very much so.
Can I try to like back away from it at all, or that?
It can it will opportunity attack you because it's already surprised.
Oh, it can't? Or wait, what did you say? It will or it won't?
It will not opportunity attack you because it's already surprised. Like it
Then
is
I'm gonna
surprised
back
for
up
this
a little
round.
bit.
Okay, you can back up a little bit. All of the soldiers around you fire crossbows. A blast of eldritch blast comes out of the penguin's flipper.
Hey
Yes,
yo.
it
It
does.
is a
Love to
big
see it.
hit. That is going to do 15 force damage.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
One out of each flipper. Goosh goosh. The twins fire off 4 hand crossbow shots. 1 is a hit, 1 is a miss, 2 is a miss, 3 is a hit, 4 is a hit. Wow. Oh my god. I just rolled max damage for 2 out of the 3.
Oh my god.
Just lighting this thing up.
20 damage. And then what's her name? Shega, her heavy crossbow fires. That is a miss. So next up is Joey.
Okay, Joey is gonna take one of the magic balls. Is there any piece of this that counts as sneak attack?
It's a ranged weapon. It's a ranged attack.
It's
So-
surprised you have advantage on your attack.
But I don't get the extra plus 3d6. No.
No, you do get.
You do.
get
You have
the-
advantage
do.
because it's
That's
surprise.
great. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is. I got 20.
Hey,
Oh my god!
Where's the roll?
There you go.
We're gonna kill this.
Look at
moth.
that, net 20.
That's
What's the magic?
Wow.
The stone
Stone-
is 1d6 plus 5.
So I'll roll that right now. That was a 5.
That's not the
plus
magical
5.
damage, right?
Yeah, that's the stone itself does 1d6 plus 5 magic bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
That's-
so you're gonna do 6 plus 5 is 11, and then roll a d6,
Which you just did, which was
which
a
you
5.
just did, which was a 5. So 16 damage. Describe it.
Joey goes, "Hah!" And right then the stone embeds itself into the moth's eye, and it slowly starts to glow. And as it starts to glow, you start to see these red lines fracture all over the moth, and then it just explodes in a puff of dust.
The whole head of the moth like blasts open with red mist floating all over the already red clay peaks. It slumps down into the ground, and there's
Joey
a river
looks
of
over
acid
at,
that boils in the water that's collecting. ahead,
Joey
Joey.
looks over at Zygo and goes, "Wow, can I use these every time?"
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Sure.
Like Nesbit, like just like. Shh.
Everybody goes shh
Yeah.
at Joey, even the twins again. Everybody is just real quiet. And Shega said, Shega looks around at you guys. Wow, that's the fastest and best that's ever gone by more than you know. Wow, you guys are like amazing.
Thank you.
She's specifically looking at Joey.
Joey is looks down fake modestly. He's like, well, just sometimes you get lucky.
Kano, as you come back up the slope, you like fleck a little bit of the moth blood off into the dirt. Nesbit, do you want to go about trying to gather some moth meat, or are you gonna wait for that?
The moth mage.
Yeah, sure. I'll gather up. No, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll gather up some moth meat.
Okay. Roll a quick survival check for me.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, yeah, cool. So you get like it wrapped up all nice. You had a good amount of it, and you throw it in like your little bag on your back. And she walks over to this thing. You also are able to find this there's like this fine misty powder on this thing's wings.
Is it the same as the misty powder that was on Tash?
It is the same misty powder that's on Tash. I can't believe you just asked that. Yeah.
Ooh,
It's the exact
Hannah.
same. I was about to say it's like a
Good
purpley misty powder, so
memory.
that would have
Thank
been your answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn, Hannah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
That was good.
Fuck. Do we? So Tash has encountered these things,
or
or
he's
controls these
dating
things,
one.
or is dating one of these things?
Yeah, or it's another one of those bug crazies.
Do you
Nesbit
want to
says.
voice this aloud? Do you want to voice this aloud to the group at all?
I will definitely mention it to.
Because you were talking to the twins about Tash, right?
Yeah.
I was.
Nesbit,
Yeah.
is this something
Yeah,
you'd want to
Nesbit was.
open up to the rest of the group that is not UPCs?
I mean, I would be fine with that, but it's up to Kano if Kano even brings it up.
Cannell will point down at the powder and say, I think this was the same stuff that was on Tesh.
The two raccoons perk up at that name after having had the conversation with Nesbit. And they sign to Shega to catch her up on, following you. Okay. Huh. So the stork fella. Okay.
Ugly one.
Well, getting the powder off of these, people use that as an ingredient for stuff. Whether it's a potion or some of that magic stuff. You know about some magic. What's the whole magician thing? Sinbad? Sinbad whistles to you guys about how some magic users focus their things. Basically explains to you focus magic besides like ingredient casting. Some magicians have to gather their substances because they don't have like something to channel their power.
Well, if our friend Tash was able to take one of these things down by himself, perhaps he is even more powerful than were aware of.
Or that's his hideout and he's in cahoots with them.
That is also possible. This
Either
has
or.
given us very little way of figuring out where that hideout is or getting to Flavio.
There's something about Tash that was really weird. There was one time that I looked at his arm and I could see through his arm.
What?
Yeah, he showed it to me, but I didn't mention it before because we got distracted by Cleaver.
That'll do it.
But
You
I
could
think
see
he's
through
got
it.
more magic than we thought.
Well, I don't like that.
Everybody roll a religion check.
Oh, not terrible. There we come.
13.
17.
Religion?
Yeah.
6.
Okay. Oh man. Hey, really quick. Hey, thank you for following, guys. We just got some new followers. Rhythm Station, thanks for following.
Yeah, thanks for sending them over our way. Jack Quaid,
Hey,
is it? Is that Jack
baby?
Quaid?
What
think
up,
it's-
Jack?
I think it's
Jack
Jacquard.
Quad.
Hey.
Shakut?
Jacquard.
Hilarious alley, by the way. It's a bug. That's my excuse.
What's up, man? Thanks for popping by. Yo, Jags, thanks for following. Oh, so nice, guys.
Aw.
All right. So, back to what we were
Dwarf
doing.
fighter. That's my favorite.
Great having all of you. Thank you for popping along. We're hunting giant acid moths.
Juice
So
clock.
come along with us, shall we?
What the-
Shayga starts to she pushes back her tendrils a little bit and says, yeah, I don't have anything to tell you for that religion check, by the way, because y'all failed it.
Only my 10.
Even on the 17?
Even a 17?
Everybody roll a survival check who has proficiency in survival.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have that.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Oh, I do.
18.
18.
19.
Okay. Shayga, who also rolled high enough, starts to point into the water that is kind of gathering up near this moth's carcass and points at some of the powder that is settling in the water and kind of making almost like when you see oil on a driveway, little rainbowy things as Sinbad casts light on his flipper and you start to see like rainbow, basically a rainbow oil slicky path leading deeper into the darkness. And Shayga says, I bet that's probably where we're looking to go. Hey, remember when I said we should never fight this thing? After seeing what you guys can do, it's sort of a either or with me. I'd feel better about it knowing that you guys are so competent.
Joey goes, thanks, and like tosses a stone up casually and probably misses it when she tries
Yeah,
to
can you
catch
make
it.
a check to see if you
Yeah,
can?
I'm really
Yeah,
curious.
go ahead.
What check would that be?
Performance.
Oh, that's
Can I get a bottle of the powder? Is that possible?
an
Yeah, you
18.
18. It's very solid. Two flips. Two
Two
flips.
flips, catches the
flips.
stone, puts
They
it
call
back
it
in her
Joey
pocket.
Two Flip.
Joey Two Flips.
You get a little glass vial, you cork it shut, and you see the rainbow, almost glittering liquid within, and this purple powder is again just floating quite coarsely in the muddy water that you've gathered.
But it seems like we now have a trail that we can
Yeah,
follow.
you guys have an easy trail you can follow. If you'd like to just go ahead and follow it, I'll have you all roll stealth checks.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think we will. But Nesbit will turn and just go, I know that what we just did was quick, but we caught it off guard. We are heading towards its lair. This will be worse. All right, let's go. And
I
then-
can make it a little bit easier for all of us to add, but it means that I will forfeit my sight. What do we think?
Got you.
I think for now we could probably guide you over, and it'll be all right.
At the moment, it's nothing but darkness.
Right.
Just a bunch
Well-
of rain and mud. You're not missing much.
Well, then we are going to get even darker. And as Zygo grabs the book that he has, his grandfather's star map, his eyes will, you can't see, it's under the blindfold, but his eyes go milky white again as he loses his sight and casts Pass Without Trace.
Okay, yeah, shadowy, shroud basically just comes over the whole party. You all see your colors on your surfaces mute. Everybody will have that +10 to your stealth roll. Go ahead and roll for me.
Amazing.
And that's everyone I want, so that covers the whole...
Yes, I'm rolling for all of your folks. The only person who is not stealthily at all, and it becomes pretty apparent, probably shouldn't come with you based on how not stealthy he is being, is Perry. The gecko sits on top of the beetle, and his breathing is just like so loud. You hear him on top of the thing, just like. He clearly like smoked too much and like has lung problems, and it's cold, so his like bronchioles are seizing up, and he's just like having a hard time.
Kano's gonna go over to him, and because he's still sitting atop the beetle, right?
Yeah, he looks at you. What do you want?
I would love it if you wouldn't mind being as quiet as you could.
This is as quiet as I get.
Maybe like some nostril breathing. Have you tried that through the nose? You got two options.
My nose is completely stuffed. I have had a cold for a long time. Unless there's something you can do to just magically make my disease go away, I don't know what to tell you.
Kano will put a hand on his shoulder and go, well, I hope you feel better. And lay on hands him 5 hit points, which cures...
He goes, you don't need to be condescending. Oh my god.
Perfect, thank you.
Wow, is this what I sound like? Ha! Ha! Oh my god!
Kano's gonna cover his...
Shut up.
I knew you could do it, but it's quiet.
My voice is
Perhaps you should stay on. Maybe it is
resonant.
Oh my god.
I should hope that isn't taken away.
Shega basically comes over and says, if you keep talking, I'm going to stab you. Please be quiet. And he, now breathing quietly, just shuts his mouth, gets off the beetle, and he, with a new confidence, gets his crutch down into the mud and is just hobbling along with you guys like in perfect stealthy harmony. And you guys move on following the rainbow slicky path through the darkness. All of your stealth checks are very high. Have I already asked you?
You have
No.
Very high.
Is
Go
it
ahead,
a
give me your stealth
dex
checks.
Save?
37.
32.
Really hoping those cancel out my nat 1.
No!
I'll roll severity.
18 also, but Gabe.
Gabe, you caught my botch disease.
Oh no.
Oh, is it so bad?
Okay.
Is it
So
so
no-
I don't like that
bad?
face. I don't like that face.
What is
Know
it?
that there is. We're just going to go along with the travel, and then I'm going to tell you what I rolled. You guys walk along the watery pathway, creeping along. Once in a while, you all freeze as you hear the fade away into the distance. And then finally, you come to the edge of this massive plateau, and below you, you hear a snap underneath your foot, Joey. And you look, moving your foot, and you just see a massive, brittle femur that's snapped underneath your foot. And then you look ahead of you, and you see more bones kind of strewn throughout, semi-sticking out of the mud in some places. You see a deer's skull lying on the ground, sort of, it looks like it would in real life, like in a very classic image. You know what I'm talking about. And then
Describe it more.
further forward, you see very clearly a massive cavern that I'm sorry, I'm gonna go meta and use a pop culture reference to describe it, but it's like in Star Wars Episode 1 during the pod race when they go through that really skinny cavern. Did everybody think of it exactly by any chance? Some of you did. It's basically like a very, very narrow inlet passage. And from there, you're hearing a very faint noise. Everybody make a perception check.
Except Zygo, who died, right?
Except Zygo, who does not see this.
22.
Oh, it's
my
sight-
rolls
is it
have
sight-based?
improved.
It is sight-based, yes.
25.
Oh, no, the sound is not sight-based that I'm asking you for the perception check.
Oh, then dirty 20.
Okay. All of you very far in the distance here. Please, somebody help. Help, please. Please, God. Oh, I feel so funny.
Oh, bud.
Woo! Oh, hello, Mr. Moth. Hello. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm not afraid of you. And Shega looks to you all and says, that's stage 1. He's gone loopy. We've got to save him quick or else it's going to be more complicated getting him out of there. Because if his insides go, mushy, then there's going to be nothing left to save. She grabs her crossbow. And just as you're about to move forward, Zygo, you just feel something gets loose on your pouch. And your belt loop just strangely comes undone after having been wet from the rain. And a little pouch of coins just ting 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 all over the rock. Everybody's shoulders go up. I rolled a 100% botch.
I knew you
Oh,
did. I knew
Jesus.
you did.
Have you ever before?
I have only ever done that 2 other times over the course of my 8 years of playing D&D.
Oh.
Luckily,
It's
it was
a
on
stealth
a.
check. Yeah.
It was on a
Luckily,
stealth
yeah,
check.
it's a stealth check, so I'm not gonna insta kill you like I would if it were
Yep.
a
Also,
combat encounter.
We may not make it a blind thing. Way to make it just something else happened that was bad.
Just
stuff.
And
chance,
you
just
and your
botch.
blind self.
Botch
I love
is
that.
a botch is just bad luck.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay.
Everybody's like shoulders go up and there's no sound, and then all of a sudden you just hear from the cavern because you can hear Flavio yelling. You just hear, "Where are you going? Wait, come back! We were just starting to get to know each other." So loud and yet not close.
Jesus.
And then the sound fades away up. And Shega just in the silence goes, "Oh my hog." Everybody make a charisma save.
Oh God.
Oh,
No.
That's my good one.
That
And
is
remember, you're
not-
all by me, so you get a +3.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank
That's
God.
great. That gives me a 19.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not a charisma save. It's a wisdom save.
Can't
Pardon
take
me.
that away, George. I get to. Oh, it's still +9.
Do I have to re-roll?
No, you don't have to reroll.
Okay.
23.
Wisdom save.
Success, Cano. Yes, wisdom save.
That is much. That is
18.
much better. Dirty
Yes,
20.
sir. 26.
30, 20, 26, 18. Okay, let me roll for all of your compatriots.
Add +3 from Mystic.
None of you feel like this wave of dread and fear sink through you. Shega also fears it, but shakes it off. Surprisingly, Perry, with his newfound confidence, also stands firm.
Yeah, Perry.
I can
With his
see.
breathing
I
rate.
can fight.
Right.
I
love
can
to
see.
Sinbad goes for cover immediately.
Bud.
And both of the twins also immediately sprint for rocks, and they start to run. As you hear a searing scream from the sky. Way, way high up in the sky. And then all of a sudden, you see the silhouette of wings shooting through the clouds. That Sinbad throws a light spell up to try to see whatever's going on. He throws it above all of you, not realizing that he's illuminating the ground for this thing to see you. And you see a face 4 times the size of the one that you saw before, ripping towards the ground. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my god.
We love
I don't
that.
see it. Zygo's blissfully unaware.
Zygo is
That's
unaware.
kindness.
You
Like, oh,
feel
the
the
rain.
wind, and the rain.
Yeah.
The rain goes from vertical to horizontal for a second as this thing's wind pressure is blasting the wind outward.
George,
Now
what does
I-
it mean if I
now I roll a
botched
nat
my
20.
initiative?
Now you're rolling nat 20. If you botch your initiative, you're probably just going last. There's no
Okay,
botch
well-
or nat 20 in initiative for my
Yeah.
games.
That's nice.
So my initiative is 29 then.
Wow, mine's 5. You win.
Okay.
12. Oh, wait.
Zygo is 29. Joey, what's yours?
I...
5. Okay. Kano, what's yours?
12.
Let me see this things. And Nesbit, what's yours?
19.
Okay. The order is Zygo, Nesbit,
Thank God.
all of your homies, the Moth, Kano, Joey.
Homies Moth or Moth homies?
Homies Moth.
Okay, then Kano, then Joey.
Yeah, so first up is the first thing first. There is a massive blast of wind in all directions. Everybody make a dexterity save.
All right.
This is the surprise round that you will all suffer.
Oh,
We're
dirty
so-
20.
We're surprised.
No,
But it's
not
a
you're not
save.
surprised. This is the penalty for
Oh,
being
yeah, yeah.
caught unaware.
It's a save, so add +3, everyone.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
23.
Dirty
23
dirty
success.
20.
Dirty 20 success.
11.
11 is a failure. Kano?
7.
7 failure. Okay. So both of you are going to take
Nothing.
0
12
damage.
bludgeoning damage, and you are both knocked prone.
What?
That's so much.
Lame sauce.
12 bludgeoning damage. In addition,
Oh my God.
Shega botches.
Oh my God.
She will take 11 and be knocked prone. Sinbad will also fail and take 11. The twins both fail and take 11. And, oh man, another failure for Perry, and he will take 11. And everybody is knocked prone, blam, into the ground. Zygo, it is now your turn.
Question. This seems to be like their keep, right? Like the home of this moth colony or population or whatever?
It's make a nature check.
16.
A moth this big probably doesn't have a massive colony. It probably has more like, think more like bear cubs.
Okay, so
You probably killed this thing's baby
Cub?
that it's like looking after. Yeah, just a second ago.
what I'm asking is, if I were to light something up, would more things come? Right.
It's possible. There's a chance.
Right.
I will
'Cause-
say there's a chance.
That is an issue.
I'm not
As a
sure
lot
how
of-
much choice we have at this
Yeah,
point.
I think a lot of my shit just lights things up. How high above us is it?
It is descending down. It has landed on that wing beat. It's hovering. It has not landed. Excuse me. It's hovering 20 feet above you guys.
20 feet, perfect. That is going to be even blinded. I can feel from the wing beats about where this thing is enough that this would work.
Yes, it is 10 meters across. Remember, this thing is gigantic.
That's fine. This will
Yeah.
catch it. Zygo is going to reach up and say, "Well, if you like light so much, perhaps you will like this," and cast Fairy Fire.
Fairy fire. Okay, it's a deck save, correct?
That is a dex save.
Thank
Okay,
you.
here comes the deck save. It is a 22 to save.
That saves. I'm going to use my reaction, which is my wheel woe thing, and it's woe.
Uh-huh.
Which means it has to roll. It has to roll hold on. If it meets my spell save, does it still save?
Yeah.
Oh, then even if I get rid of exactly 6, which is what it would have to be, it would still save. So then I will not do that.
Okay.
That is all I can do in terms of action. I will then. Zygo will stand and run blindly away from the wing beats of this thing, like trying to
you
just get away.
Outward.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. You can consider yourself 30 feet away and 20 feet below, obviously, this thing. Nesbit, your turn.
Okay. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark, and I'll take a called shot on the wing.
Okay.
First attack is an advantage. That's a nat 20.
Oh, come on!
man, dude!
There
That's
it
so
is.
well timed. You are
Yes.
going to disable the wing, you're going to need more than 3 successes. You're going to
Okay.
need 5 successes because these wings are larger.
Right, of course. I cannot believe that. That's a nat 20 and a 3.
Incredible. What a
Okay,
nat 20.
that is... Okay, so that is going to be
Oh my god. Ooh.
8 plus a d8. Okay. Plus Hunter's Mark damage. Plus Agitated Swarm, another d6.
Rack up the
Amazing.
damage. Rack it up. Rack it up.
Go, 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 go.
12,
Rack it
8,
up, rack it
20. 24 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
We love to see it.
Yeah, and then
Come on.
my second attack, I don't have advantage, but I'll just do another called shot on the
Okay.
wing. I'm just trying to ground this thing. Ooh, okay, that's a natural 19, so I think that's gonna do it. That is, yeah, that's 24.
Hit.
Okay.
This is Nesbit's
This is
dream.
insane.
I just don't know why Nesbit
Nesbit's
does so
just-
much damage. It's never happened like this before.
Always.
We love it.
12,
We do.
Fantastic.
12 points of
Dance and
damage.
all. We love
12 more damage.
And where are we about? Like, how far away am I from this thing?
You guys are like 20 feet below it.
But not like right below. Like, if it dropped, it wouldn't like smoosh us, right?
If it dropped, it would drop perfectly in the middle of all of you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Except for Zygo and Sinbad and whoever else ran. The twins ran away.
Okay. I'll just move outward, like back 30 feet.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
Okay,
You
and
guys
that's my
all
turn.
kind of back up as this thing is coming along. All of the homies start sprinting, trying to look for hiding places. Sinbad makes a hide check, but he finds nowhere to hide. The twins also look for a place to hide and disappear. Both raccoons just dive into bramble and are gone. Sinbad's like trying to find a place to hide and he's having too hard of a time. Shega takes her heavy crossbow and fires it into the sky. She will get a hit. She will do...
Come
oh
on,
no, my
Shega.
dice.
Come on, Shiga.
Got this.
12 damage.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yes,
Shiga.
queen. Wait, is Shega a boy or girl? Because
She, Shega, is an iguana lady.
we love it.
Then we've got Perry, who, taking one of the hand crossbows dropped by one of the raccoons, fires it to the sky, will hit. And we'll do max damage. That'll be another
Wow.
8 damage for him.
Perry, turn it
Come
up.
on.
And he's panicking. What do we do, everyone? Shega said, who said, oh man, I gotta get used to that. Hands up for run. And she just looks around at you all. This is all happening like Avengers style. Action still going. Then the moth, hovering above you guys, making a strafe run, just lights the ground up with acid. Everybody make a dex save.
Oh god.
Everyone, I ran away.
Oh, sorry. The people who have to make a dex save are Shega, Perry, Joey, Kano.
Am I still next to Kano enough to get the +3?
Yes, all of them are.
Thank God. Okay. 17?
Is a failure.
Oof.
Kano.
Is acid poison?
I'm fine because I
It
rolled
is not
a 9.
poison.
Acid.
Because I rolled a 9.
That's also a failure.
It rhymes.
Shega
So-
succeeds diving out of the way, though she is still going to take some damage. And Perry takes a full blast.
Perry can only do so much.
Okay.
Man. Perry did well.
That is going to be 12d8 acid damage.
Oh.
What?
Okay,
For
can I
goodness
uncanny
sakes.
dodge this?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Oh
And
my
should.
God.
Thank you. That's a lot.
Oh, baby.
Okay, I'm halfway done and it's 21. I rolled a lot of ones.
It's a little lot. Jeez.
Oh, okay. 40 acid damage.
Oh, ha!
Okay, so if you uncanny dodge that, Jackie,
my
that's
God.
gonna be 20.
That's
Perry, when
Otherwise,
the
I'd be
acid
dead.
falls, Kano, how much health are you at?
10.
10. Yeah, you feel is any of your armor made of metal?
Sure.
Is it though? Because what are you wearing as your armor?
Oh, I have my tunic that's disguised as a dress. Or
Is
my,
that the armor that you are wearing, or did you have that
Yeah.
other armor that you got from?
No, because she had given it to
Zygo.
me and I had taken it off once we
Ah.
got to the thing.
Okay. Make your dexterity save was 9, correct?
Could have been 19. I don't know.
Okay.
Jesus.
The armor begins to flake off
Oh my
in
God.
places, and you are going to take that set of armor in particular is going to take a -1 AC penalty. After all of that damage, it's a permanent -1 AC penalty for that armor.
We felt
Shayga
so
gets-
confident with that
Shayga
time.
I just
gets
got
out
my
of the way.
ring.
Shayga gets out of the way and diving to the side. Her leg is immediately like engulfed in acid and it begins to bubble again. And she goes, "Not again!" as it starts to hiss and burn. Perry is gone. He disappears and you see his hat float away
Oof.
down the acid. He is fully gone.
No.
Joey, you feel acid burn your side as well. And this thing flies off up into the night further away from all of you. It is now approximately 80 feet in the distance.
Does it-
Next up is Kano.
I wouldn't know this. Does it look like it's leaving?
No. It looks like it's coming back around.
Yeah.
Kano will go ahead and throw a moonbeam out.
Throw a
Got it.
moonbeam on the thing. Okay.
Which way is it?
It's moving back towards where its home is.
Beautiful. Boom. Right over there. Ideally, like right by the entrance as well.
Okay, so it's on the Moth, right? So on the start of his turn, remember, he has to make that save.
And I would like to stand up.
Okay, and you will stand up from being prone. Gotcha. Joey, your turn.
How far am I from the cave mouth?
It's about 150 feet away.
Okay. Joey is going to start running as close to the cave mouth as she can get. So I'm gonna take the dash action.
Okay.
And then on my bonus action, hide if there's like a thing that I could duck behind.
Okay, make a hide check. Stealth check.
Okay, 14.
Okay, got it. Keep that in mind.
Do we still have the extra?
No, you do not still have the
Oh,
plus
that's
10,
too
right?
bad.
No, because Fairy Fire's concentration, I would have dropped
Yes.
it to cast it.
Okay. Zygo, your turn again.
Has it touched ground yet? Do I have the feeling that it will, like, it
It
does,
has
it seems
not
like this thing
touched
flies
ground
quick.
yet, but if it does, you won't hear it.
That's real, right? Because it's fucking things are so
Love
soft.
that.
But would I feel the gust of wind?
You would for sure. If it lands close to you.
All right. Zygo's gonna say, just shout out, tell me if it lands. He's going to run as far as he can, trying to find somewhere to, like, be not in the line of this thing. Again, blind, so sort of just running away from where he heard it take off.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold my action for if someone tells me it lands.
Okay, got it. What's the action that you're gonna take?
Gonna cast Entangle.
Okay, got it. Next up, we've got Nesbit.
Okay, it's 80 feet from me.
80 feet, yes.
Okay, great. Bonus action, Zephyr Strike. I have advantage, called shot on the wing.
You've got 2 successes, right?
Yes.
On the wing? Okay.
And I don't know if a nat 20 makes that better or not, but I doubt it. It's just damage.
But it should.
Okay, so that is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes, hit.
Okay.
Success number 3.
Um,
Same wing. Another crossbow bolt.
okay. And just in case I get a nat 20, I'll... No, I have to do all the damage now, just in case I don't hit. Okay, so that's going to be... Zephyr Strike is another d8, so it's 2d8, 2d6. Because I'm doing the swarm.
Nice.
Woo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you are. Swarm it up.
Okay, that's 10.
Oh my god.
Come on.
8.
Higher.
Looking at you, Nesbit.
Come on, Dylan.
We need this.
22 points of damage.
Nice.
Another called shot.
Okay.
Okay, so it's -5. I have a +9, so it's +4, so that's a 17, so that's 22.
Hit. 4
Hell
out of 5
yeah.
wing successes. The wing is tattered and looks bad, but it's still
Yes.
keeping this thing aloft.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get those ant emojis up in chat, y'all. Just started looking.
Let's
Ants
go.
in
Hey,
chat.
thanks for all the
Ants in
follows, everyone.
chat.
Sorry I
Yeah.
haven't mentioned my name, but we will at the end.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you so much for
Thanks,
hopping in.
colony. Let's get that colony going. Okay,
Oh,
no.
colony.
Oh my God.
Hashtag
Ooh.
colony.
No.
fan
no,
favorite
no.
Nesbit Bisbee. That's only gonna be 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Let me just see something. The creature is officially bloodied.
Oh, hell yeah.
By Nesbit.
Like, only
By
Nesbit.
Nesbit. You see it like
Fuck yes.
kind of like falls out of the air as that crossbow hits, but the wings like struggle and they're beating harder now. But like that wing especially is like beating at like a different pace as the other one, and it's kind of like going off to one side. Nesbit,
Nope.
you already went.
I'll go again if you want.
Shag looks around, just going, "Where's Perry?" and fires the heavy crossbow at the thing that's flying away again. She will hit again.
Yes.
Yes. We love to
Go.
see
Come
her.
on, Stega.
That is 7 damage for her. She cannot find Perry. She starts looking around for him. It's
Aw.
kind of sad. Sorry, Jack.
I can't see this happening. It's fine.
Uh,
Now you're gonna feel stuffing.
and let me see if I can. Let's see if. Ooh, Sinbad overcoming his fear.
Yeah,
Let's
buddy.
go.
Let's go,
Faces
Sinbad.
around, takes a big breath, screams, whistles, which means Perry.
Wow, I
And a
didn't-
massive lightning bolt fires out from Sinbad's flipper.
Love
Yeah.
we
Sinbad.
love to see it.
There is a. Okay. But let me just check and see.
I didn't realize they liked
Yes.
Perry that much. He seemed like
Uh,
the worst.
Yeah.
No, man,
One
he's
of-
the heart of the group.
The lightning
He told
gathers
the best
up
jokes.
around the creature. It looks like a surefire hit, but last second the moth lands on the wall and bounces off almost like a swimmer, and the majority of the lightning bolt impacts behind it. That's 1 legendary resistance
Okay,
out of the 3 that it has.
but
So
isn't
it's
lightning
always-
lightning bolt half damage?
It is half damage, so I'm gonna roll some damage on it still.
Yeah.
Also, did it actually touch off of a wall?
Yes.
Does that count for my held action?
It did not land.
Okay, fair enough.
It bounced.
And what's the range on that?
90 feet.
It's out of range.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's also up.
It's also
As well.
up, yeah.
Cool.
Big hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
Yeah. Okay, that is going to be 13 damage.
Nice.
For half
Thank you.
damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
Come on, Sinbad.
We like that.
You warlock bastard.
And the 2 twins are still hiding.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
They're here.
Next up, the moth wheels back around. It's going to make a nat 20 perception check to find everybody who is there, including the twins. Let's see something real fast. It does not regain its acid breath, so instead,
Moonbeam.
Yeah,
Moonbeam. Is it what's the save again for it?
I want
Con.
to say,
I believe.
is it con? Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Let me look it. Oh,
It is.
coordinate.
Home safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very high. It's 28.
Half.
That'll do it, I think. I don't know.
Half damage,
Yeah.
I think, still though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2.
Is there anything in it that's attracted to the light?
I'm about to make a check for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it will take 5 damage.
Okay. And now I will make its other save for seeing this bright, very alluring light. It does save out.
Okay.
It maintains its
Oh.
focus, flies over all of you. Nesbit, you are 1. Joey, you are 2. Zygo, you are 3. Kano, you are 4. The twins are 5 and 6. Shega is 7. And the beetle is 8. 1.
Yep. Let's
That's
go.
it.
Let's go.
It streams towards you. All of a sudden, its abdomen like swings underneath it, like a tail swipe as it comes underneath you. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That misses.
Absolutely misses you.
Oh, good.
And then it will land.
Held action.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
cast Entangle. What's the save it has to
Yeah,
make?
is
I'll
a
just
strength
scream.
save.
I'll just scream, Zygo!
What's the it has to
Strength
take?
save DC 16.
A strength save.
Yep.
19.
Fuck.
Does
Oh,
it take
like
half
immediately these
entanglement?
these vines shoot out of the ground and this thing powers through them, ripping them out, uprooting them as they try to hold this thing down. And then comes a massive foot swinging down at Nesbit. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
You will take 13 slashing damage. You find these things have like a bladed edge to them, and you take like a big katana slash across your chest. And I think it's got one more attack. Yep, one more. This time it's mandibles jutting forward at you.
Okay.
That is going to be a 30 to hit,
Yeah.
and you are going home. Man, you are going to take 24 piercing damage
Okay.
and 1 acid damage.
Okay.
Just insult to injury.
Now it is Kano's turn.
Jesus. How's it look, A?
It is bloodied.
Okay.
Its wing needs one more target for its flight to be rendered, pretty
And
much.
is it on the ground now?
It is on the ground right now,
Okay.
and within range of you to run at it if you want.
You're also pretty low, though.
I'm so low, but I can throw a javelin at it, right?
You can, yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah. I will throw a javelin at its wing.
Yeah, go ahead. Called shot, -5.
Nat 20. I'm
Yes! Yes!
There it is. So add
Let's
6
go.
for the javelin. Roll your regular
Oh.
javelin. Do you want a smite?
Smite.
The answer is
Yes,
yes.
smite.
Yes, yes.
Because then you can double all the dice for the smite that you roll.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so high level
so
smite.
hot.
Big
Okay.
smite, big smite.
High level smite.
Okay, so it's
Honk, baby!
Yeah, honks in chat. Honks in chat.
Honk, honk,
okay, wait,
honk.
so it's not a fiend or a something, is it?
No,
It's
I
an
gotta
undead.
ask.
you don't gotta.
Okay, so
George,
one,
we gotta.
You gotta.
We don't know if this is like a
Are
devil
you
moth.
sure it's not a fiend or an undead?
Wait, so the smite dice are doubled?
So what
So
level
it's-
smite do you want to do?
I
High
only
level is the
have
answer.
Okay, I only
As
have
high
one.
as you can.
I had one.
Level
with
1.
Mhm.
So you'll roll
That's
4d8
two.
for the smite.
Okay, great. And then a d6, add 6, plus... So
Plus your
it'll be
strength.
Yes.
Plus 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. Big
Yes.
math. Big math.
36 damage.
Okay, hot damn.
No. 33. That's
Got
how
it.
math works.
Cool.
Great.
Good math.
And its wing is bummed.
Its wing is fully toast. You rip through this thing, and the javelin, the smite explodes on the wing's joint, and the wing falls off onto the ground.
Great,
Blam.
I'm gonna throw another javelin at it because I get 2 attacks.
Yeah,
so-
it screams to the skies. Echoes across all of the canyon walls.
I don't think this will make it. 13.
13's a miss. No, the javelin sails over, misses, unfortunately. Joey, your turn.
Is anybody within 5 feet of it?
Both.
No.
Yes.
That's too
Oh,
bad.
yes.
Both
yes,
me
you
and
are.
Kano.
Yes. Both you. Oh, Kano is
I
not,
know,
but
I'm
Nesbit
not.
is.
Oh, I am,
Nesbit
I am.
is. It is.
I
Yeah,
got jumped.
Nesbit is.
What is the range on Magic Stone? Because I ran.
Gabe, what is the range on Magic Stone?
I think it's only 30 feet. Let me double check. Sorry.
Does it have a long range where it's like?
But you could also.
Oh no, I think it
no,
is
sorry,
just
it's
30.
60 feet.
Okay.
If throwing it as a range of 60 feet.
I ran 60 feet, so.
You can run 30 and then it'll be within 30.
But is it disadvantage if it's between 30 and
No,
60?
no, it is a
It is
range of 60 feet. That is
Okay, great. Then Joey is gonna turn around and she's gonna take out the magic ball again, the second one the Zygo gave her, and she's gonna go, okay, here we go. This is for Flavio and also Perry. And she's gonna throw it with all of her might.
Rolling attack.
Well, and she gets to add the all of her might D4.
19.
Meets.
Oh.
Wow.
There we go.
So yes, hit.
Oh, that's close.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
it
gonna
is.
be. And I also get sneak attack on that, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. I didn't roll super high, but it's gonna be 15 damage.
15 damage. Got it.
Take it.
Zygo.
Okay, enough of this.
Same
madness.
place.
Perfect.
Hasn't
Zygo.
moved.
Is going to cast Moonbeam at 3rd level right on top of it.
Okay, blam. The moon suddenly just moonlight explodes through the clouds, shoots down onto the ground as well. It's gonna make that save on its turn. Nesbit,
On
your
its
turn.
All right. I'm not like grappled or anything, right?
No, you are not grappled.
Okay. Well, Zephyr Strike is still up, so I just move away because I don't have opportunity attacks with Zephyr Strike. And I'll just I'll just make 2 attacks. Yeah.
Okay.
No called shot this time.
No.
That'll miss. That first one will miss. It's only like a 16.
Yeah, it's a miss. We know AC is 19 now.
Yeah. And that one will hit. That's a 21.
Yes.
Okay. Gathered Swarm, extra D6, Hunter's Mark. Okay. Okay, so that is 7 plus 11. 16 points of damage,
Okay, got it.
and I'm just 30 feet away from it. Yeah.
Shaga misses. Sinbad misses an Eldritch Blast. That's all for them. The Moth will.
Con save at the beginning.
Con save at the beginning. It's going to be a 22.
Yep, that saves. Already rolled it. 4 radiant damage. Is
Okay.
that-
Oh my god, dude. It will make the wisdom save. It succeeds the wisdom save to not be enthralled.
Whoa.
It still maintains its focus. It keeps pursuing Nesbit. Nesbit.
Hannah, do you still have Moonbeam up?
Yeah.
Yes,
does it
but
make-
it's
But it's
2
not,
different saves?
It's not near it anymore. It flew away from it.
I'm just saying there's 2 beams of light right now.
yes. It'll just make the one
Oh,
save
okay.
to not be
Target save.
enthralled
Yeah.
by an alternate light source.
Cool.
Okay, and we've got 3 attacks coming at Nesbit. Nesbit, here we go. First one is 16.
That hits.
Oh, 16 does hit. Wow. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. This is the bite. Not so
How are
bad
you
this time.
health-wise?
10 piercing damage.
Not great. I'm probably going down. Okay, 10.
10 piercing damage and 1 acid damage.
Okay.
The next attack is one of its claws swiping forward. 25 to hit.
Mhm.
Oh, minimum damage. Not quite minimum. 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then 1 more claw attack. 14 to hit.
That misses.
Nesbit takes more slices.
Are
He's
you still
bleeding everywhere.
I'm at
still
1.
standing. Oh,
Oh
you
my god!
And this thing
What
again,
the
just like
hell? Are you kidding me, George?
screams into your face. That's
I know.
incredible to me. I thought you were
Wow.
down after that last attack I hit you with. I couldn't believe you were still
Yeah.
up after that. That's absolutely nuts. Next up is Kano.
Okay. I will go ahead and move a moonbeam. I'm gonna move the moonbeam
Oh,
back on
Stella
top of it.
Luna, thank you for the host.
Hey, thank you, Stella Luna. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Stella Luna, that's a great kids book.
It is.
I would love to move the moonbeam on top of this moth.
Okay, so the moonbeam, so now both moonbeams. It's like a humming vibration in the air as both of these radiant energies are searing this moth's hide, and it's screaming as its skin is literally its carapace is coming apart. You see the fuzz on its back is burning and wafting off into the air in little cinders. But it will make that save at the beginning of its next turn.
Is it a bonus action to move the moonbeam, or is it an action?
It's a full
It
action.
is a full action, so that is your whole action. Next up is Joey.
Okay, Joey's gonna go, okay, third time's the charm, last one. And she's gonna take her final rock and throw it at the moth.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Time slows down.
And this is definitely not gonna hit.
That speeds back up.
And it misses by about 5 feet. That's gonna be a 15.
15 misses, but the moth ducks it this time as it feels the energy coming through the rain, and then the little rock boofs with magical energy against the rock as the bludgeoning damage does nothing to nobody.
Joey sees this happen and then goes, well, and then turns heel and then dashes another bonus action dashes to get to the mouth of the cave.
Okay, Zygo.
About how far am I from Nesbit at this point?
About 30-ish feet away.
Okay. Great. Well then, let us give him some more things to look at, shall we? And Zygo is going to bonus action Starry Form. Radiate energy and light as a sort of crown of light appears around him. That's his bonus action. As an action, he is going to... okay, sorry for action. He's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself at 2nd level.
Okay.
And because this starry form is active, I can also target someone within 30 feet of me to be healed for 1d8 anytime I cast a healing spell.
Nice.
So, Nesbit heals for 9 healing damage because it's plus my spellcasting modifier.
Right, okay. I was like,
sorry.
how?
By
It's a
magic.
special D8.
So Nesbit will heal 9, and I will heal. So low, 14. Okay, and that is my action and
Okay.
bonus action.
Nesbit facing off with the moth, the rain coming down around you, bleeding into the dirt.
All right. Oh, sorry. I took a ton of damage. Let me do concentration checks to see if I held Zephyr Strike.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
That's one that I did, and one that I for sure did as well. Wow, hot
Nice.
rolls.
Nice.
I'm gonna just recast it. So I just kind of very quickly the ants go up underneath my feet once again and just gonna zoom me back like as fast as possible. Like they see me kind of almost slump over and then they just kind of get me back away. And as I'm riding back, I just see Zygo light up. And I just take 2 shots, just smiling, just like.
It turns towards Zygo, the light immediately, the light all around it, and the light that's even brighter than the moonbeam shooting down from the sky. What's your attack?
That's gonna be a 19.
Meets. That's a hit. Roll damage.
And no one else is near this thing, right?
No.
Okay, good.
The other one didn't burst, if you're asking about acid splash.
I'm
Don't
just
worry.
worried. The one time I did it, I'm never doing it again.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's gonna be gathered swarm. Great, another one. That's gonna be 13 damage.
Describe it.
Yeah.
Oh.
As it turns its head, Nesbit just kind of goes like, made you look, and just sails and right through the back of its head and out.
All is still for a moment. This thing turns back towards Nesbit. Looks back towards all the lights around it. Kind of burps and gurgles. Slams down into the ground with a reverberating crash. Shega is on the ground, holding Perry's hat in her hand. The twins sheepishly, very cautiously, come out with hand crossbows in their hand. Sinbad also very cautiously moving forward. And it's very calm and quiet. Everybody's approaching this thing, not quite sure it's even dead. Nesbit's quite sure it's dead.
As Nesbit sees them all kind of coming closer and like wondering, is it dead? Nesbit just kind of goes like, thunk, 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 thunk. Just like
It's
three more bolts just right
Yeah.
into its skull, just like get them to back away.
That calms everyone.
Yeah, just-
Everybody
It's like,
walks forward a little more confidently.
Is
And
it done?
Shega says, okay, we did it. She comes over to it and puts Perry's hat down. I think we should go get Flavio and get out of here, just in case. We've made a lot of light, and it's very dark tonight, so if there's any more around, they'll know something's happened here. Especially when an alpha like this dies. There'll be younger ones to feed on the carcass soon, so we should go.
Joey is already stealthing into the cave opening.
Immediately you're struck with skeletons on every wall, just like in various states of rot. Clearly very old. It was being used as food for this thing. And amongst them all, you see a very, like, color out of the feathers Flavio hanging upside down from a big sticky mess on the wall. Oh! It's Lorraine Amelia!
Shh, shh, shh. Hey,
Oh, good.
it's okay. Just be quiet.
Have you
Flavio.
met my friend Moth?
Yes,
And
I
that's where
think
we're
he's
gonna
a-
end for tonight. That's where we're gonna be done for tonight, everybody. Oh yeah.
oh my god.
Incredible.
Nothing like a good moth fight.
Moth fight.
So
Moth
gross.
fight. Okay, hey everybody. Thank you. So many people came in and checked out the stream tonight. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Yeah.
watching with us. We stream
Welcome.
Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. PST. So if you ever want to come join in the fun again, make sure you hop in at 6 p.m. PST, and we'll all be here. Hoping next time we'll be trying to get Flavio down from this big sticky mess on the wall, and then we got to go back to the main quest. For the love of God. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming out. Let's see if we can shout out any of these new people who came and followed us. I'll scroll through the chat here for a second. Holy cows, what's up? What's up? Thank you
Ooh,
for
love it.
thank you for coming out. Yeah, Nesbit did bring out the tank. I just saw that in the thing as well. Stella Luna, hello again.
Yeah, big shout out to Stella.
And thank you for the raid too, Stella Luna.
Yeah,
So nice
really,
to see you.
thank you so much.
Rusted Belt, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Hate when that happens to your belt.
Uga Jeremy. Hey, Uga Jeremy. What's up, man? I'm not saying that right. But I'm sorry. Gray Bush. Hello. And I think that's up to date. I'm just going to strip through this.
Code.
FMY Lewis. What's up, FMY Lewis? And Dallard A. Oh, man. I'm really sorry if I'm botching these names, guys. And that Christine Tangerine. What's up? Gato Flow. Gato, Florida, Florida Gators. I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Nice. Dark Clyder 76. And wow, that's a lot of people followed. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, guys? That's so awesome. Jags,
Awesome.
what's going on?
Welcome.
If the dude abides, Dwarf Biter, DM Ailing. Man, so many people. Holy cow.
Hell yeah.
Sue BSG9. There's a fly in my room that just flew right in my mouth. And Rhythm Station, which I think I already said.
That's what you
Yeah.
get, George. That's what you get.
I was about to say
That's
that's
dope as hell,
punishment.
y'all.
It's punishment for your moths.
That's what I get. Thank
reap
you
what
so
you
much,
sow.
guys. So many of you. You Toyed, thank you for the follow. Yeah, that was super dope, guys. What a session. Anybody have anything they want to plug coming up or in general?
Thanks
There's like
for tuning
something's
in.
happening tomorrow, I think. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, yeah, good God.
Oh, right.
Something's happening tomorrow. But actually, if the events of tomorrow's day wear you out, come stop by at 6 p.m. on this channel. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on for an hour. We're going to draw up a little fun dungeon. I think I'm going to do like a bandit fort that you guys can use for
Ooh.
your players to assault.
That's
So it'll
cool.
just be like an hour. We'll talk about the episode if you want, or the season in general, or any of our other Hero Club stuff. If you have never heard about us, our normal main thing we do is we play D&D around a table. We record that session live, and then we mix it all down into these fast-paced, basically audio drama sounding things with sound effects and music and all that. But it's all footage recorded from a live game around a table. And it's really, really fun. It's all in our About section or on our website, Hero Club Podcast. Give those a look. Write us a review if you like what you hear. That would be super awesome. Yeah, we'll see you guys again next Tuesday and tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. PST. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Thank you.